Hello student, good afternoon. Today I will discuss with you Invictus test series part test 1 class 12th which is based on JEE main pattern. Right? My name is Harish Chandra Joshi and I am going to discuss with you the chemistry part. Right? So let's begin with the first part. In this section we have section A and section B in this particular paper. So section A consisting of 20 multiple correct question, right? And section B will discuss 5 question which is integer based. So I hope you all have done this paper and let me analyze this paper. Let me begin with the question number 1. So question number 1 where a compound is given to you where aqueous KOH, PCC, CH2, Cl2 and there are several chemical reagents are involved in this particular question, right? So we have to find out which option is correct about the sequence of the reaction. So student, we have to use the multiple question. It's a quite simple question based on the alkyl halide. As you already know, this particular test is based on the 4 topic of organic chemistry like alkyl halides and alcohol ether phenols, aldehyde ketones and carboxylic acid derivative. So common reagents are used in this reaction. So in first case, aqueous KOH, PCC, CH2, Cl2, you got compound B, and then after bromination, you got compound R, and finally you have to mark this question. So very simple. So first, when aqueous KH will add in this particular question, so we can start from here. So section number 1, the first product you will get OH after adding aqueous KOH. After PCC, this is aqueous KOH. So PCC in CH2Cl2 is a oxidizing agent, right? Which will convert into alcohol, right? And bromination in the presence of acetic acid. This reaction takes place by monobromination in acidic medium. And after putting in alcoholic KOH in this particular compound, alcoholic KOH will get a conjugated carbonyl compound, right? So in conjugated carbonyl compound, there is a question where 1,2 and 1,4 addition takes place. This is conjugate addition. The concept was based on conjugate addition. It will called a soft nucleophile. So definitely it will prefer a 1,4 addition, right? So in 1,4 addition, we'll add CH3 whole twice CuLi. It will give you conjugate addition followed by H plus and water. So obviously, in this case, you will get this compound. So now, check the sequence of the question. This is compound P for us, right? And this is compound R, right? This is compound R. And this particular question compound is S, right? When we add selenium oxide in this particular compound, the student selenium oxide in this particular compound, so it will give alpha ketone, oxidation of alpha carbon, right? So after getting through all these reagents, we can answer simply this question, right? So after analyzing these particular products, so R is alpha bromo cyclic ketone and Q is diketone, it is wrong option. And R is alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound and Q is aldehyde, it is also wrong. So finally, R is alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, S is a carbonyl compound. So now the question was asking a correct option. So hence, this must be the correct option. But you have to take care about all these options. Like what is the correct way to identify these products in the chemical reaction, right? So after solving this, this is the correct answer, right? So let's move on the second question. Which of the following reaction will not give an end product as a quinol? So student, first point is quinol. So you have to write down the structure of quinol in this compound. So in which case you are not getting quinol, you have to mark this question. This is quinol. The concept is very simple. There is series of reaction where you will get the end product as a quinol. So let me try one by one so that everybody will match up your answer. So if you have any confusion, you can ask in that case. So this is a product based on the cumene process. So cumene process followed by dilute H2SO4. So definitely it will be a phenol plus acetone you will get there. With concentrate H2SO4, you will get a compound Q. So compound Q means sulfonation of phenol. And after fusion and H plus, you will get quinol as a end product. So it means it will give quinol, correct product. And then LiLH4 will get reduction of this and followed by HI. So it will be a ether linkage cleavage. So after this ether linkage cleavage, you will get this product. One molecule will be CH3 CH2I and other molecule will be CH3I. So student, this is S, which is again a correct product, right? And then again this is a cumene process followed by P acetone, then K2S2. This one is Elb's oxidation. So Elb's oxidation is famous reaction for phenol. So in Elb's oxidation again para position is oxidized by phenol introducing a OH group. So again you will form quinol in this. So 1, 2, 3 both are correct. So obviously in that case T and U there are two compounds. This is example of Riemer-Tiemann reaction. So in Riemer-Tiemann reaction, ortho and para both product will be formed, but para will be major product, right? Ortho will be major product, right? So due to hydrogen bonding, ortho will be major product, but in this sequence, if this is U after reduction, in neither case we'll get OH. Para quinol we can't get because this is our target. So this is target molecule which we have to achieve, right? So this target molecule will be achieved only in the case of 1, 2, 3. So I think 4 will be wrong in that question. So it will not give the end product as a quinol. Correct one? So let me check the answer. I hope it is 4 is the correct answer. ठीक है, अब इस क्वेश्चन में मल्टीपल सीरीज ऑफ रिएजेंट हमने इस्तेमाल किए. कहीं पर रीमर-टीमन इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, कहीं क्यूमीन प्रोसेस इस्तेमाल हो रहा है फिनॉल प्रिपरेशन के लिए. तो मल्टीपल स्टेप्स आर इन्वॉल्व इन दिस क्वेश्चन. In next case, after O3 and H2O2, this is the question where sequence of reagent are given. So we have to find out. See, this question is quite tricky because initially the reactant is unknown to us. But in intermediate there is an information that we are getting cyclic anhydride, and cyclic anhydride reacting with 2 mole of carbolic acid. तो स्टूडेंट कार्बोलिक एसिड इज नथिंग बट इट इज फिनॉल. तो देखिए कई बार आपके पास जो कॉमन इन्फॉर्मेशन होती है उससे आप क्वेश्चन ब्रेक कर सकते हैं. इट्स क्वाइट इंटरेस्टिंग. तो साइक्लिक एनाइड्राइड एंड कार्बोलिक, तो 2 मोल फिनॉल कार्बोलिक एसिड, कौन सा कंपाउंड फॉर्म होता है? ओके, तो द करेक्ट आंसर इज द फिनोल्फथलीन इंडिकेटर विच इज यूज्ड इन एसिड बेस इंडिकेटर. तो ये डेफिनेट सी बात होगी कि जो साइक्लिक एनाइड्राइड है दैट हैज टू बी थैलिक एनाइड्राइड. तो देखो कितना सिंपली हमने इसको रिकॉल कर लिया फ्रॉम दिस सीरीज ऑफ कंपाउंड. अगर हमें पता था कि यहाँ पर दिस इज फिनोल्फथलीन इंडिकेटर फॉर्म होता है विच इज यूज्ड इन एसिड बेस इंडिकेटर, तो दैट्स क्वाइट इजी टू सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन, राइट? नाउ बट द क्वेश्चन इज वेरी सिंपल. नाउ दे आर आस्किंग कि कंपाउंड ई इज थैलिक एनहाइड्राइड, तो थैलिक एनहाइड्राइड इज द करेक्ट प्रोडक्ट, दिस वन. So we got, although we got the answer, but let me solve completely this question. Because just by knowing this fact, we able to crack this question without having the idea about the sequence of the question. So this is also important sometime. ये भी बहुत ज़रूरी होता है कि आप पूरे question format को check करें, जहाँ से आपको चीज़ें या information पता है उसका इस्तेमाल करें, right? तो okay, तो let me reverse this question. It mean it has to be a phthalic acid. It has to be phthalic acid, right? Or if it is phthalic acid and it is producing CHI3, so it means this compound definitely give iodoform test. So if it is giving iodoform test and you are getting a carboxylic group also, so it means this compound consists CO CH3 group also, methyl ketone group. So only because of methyl ketone you will get iodoform also, and you will get this product. It means this compound must contain this type of ring, CH, that is double bond C. See the situation, because you have to solve from there. So let me draw it perfectly. Because after oxidation you are getting this. So if you are getting after oxidation this, the compound A must be C, that is H, and you are getting C, and here you will get double bond, here you will get CH3, and after oxidation you can get this kind of product. So H2O2 and one equivalent, because this terminal will be acid and this terminal will be ketone, and finally you will get this product, right? So student, its correct answer is 3. So by this process you can solve this question. So let me check the answer. Now correct answer is this. Okay, now let's move in the next question. The glycerol cannot be converted to acrolein. So acrolein, the moment you hear acrolein, तो तुरंत सा इसका स्ट्रक्चर ड्रॉ कर दो. दिस कंपाउंड इज एक्रोलीन स्टूडेंट. अगर ये एक्रोलीन है किससे बनता है? तो ग्लिसरॉल की बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टी है. तो यू मस्ट रिमेंबर दीज फॉर्मूला. अगर आपको ये फॉर्मूले याद नहीं रहेंगे तो आप ऑर्गेनिक में कॉमन नेम्स आर ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट स्टूडेंट. एक्रोलीन इज अ कॉमन नेम एंड ग्लिसरॉल इज अ कॉमन नेम. तो ग्लिसरॉल P2O5 dehydration can give, because it's a dehydrating agent, so it will give acrolein. This will give acrolein, it is again dehydrating agent, right? This will again dehydrating agent. The only the thing is the periodic acid, which is HiO4. So HiO4 in glycerol will not give acrolein because it will oxidize this molecule in this way. HiO4, 2 mole HiO4 will be used, and after 2 mole HiO4, 1 mole formic acid and 2 mole formaldehyde, and plus 2 mole HiO3 you will get. Their cyclic transition state form 5-membered ring, and after that we go for cleavage of this. Finally we will get this compound. So student, it's a very simple question, hence D should be the correct answer. It means it will not give. So it will not give, this is a single correct question. So 4 will be the correct answer for this case. Right? Now, let's see the another question. So in another question, there are again series of reaction, because in organic, everyone know all about the series of reaction, series of reagent, common nomenclature, or many reagent in the same reactant. Even JEE Advanced, JEE Mains use such kind of concept, right? So see, reaction is ethanol, and this is acetone, and this is chloral. All three compound when reacting with base and chlorine in basic medium, all will give chloroform. So chloroform will give, in all the case you will get chloroform as a major product. Because ethanol give chloroform and acetone give chloroform, and this compound also give chloroform. This is a quite common question, I think, right? So finally, all three question, yani 1, 2, 3, all three will give you the chloroform. So now consider the following reaction. So only A, B, C will give chloroform as one of the product. So directly it is a quite simple concept. But thing is that you have to understand that in how many ways we can prepare chloroform. So bleaching powder can be a source of chlorine plus base, right? So let's we check the answer of this question. So now this is the correct one, as I already told you, right? And next question, match the column with column 1 and column 2. Student, एक चीज़ का आप बहुत ख्याल ज़रूर रखें. देखो, जब भी कोई मैट्रिक्स मैच जेईई मेन लेवल पे डील करते हैं तो कई बार उसमें सिंगल ऑप्शन से भी आपका आंसर मैच कर जाता है. दैट यू हैव टू ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड, इट विल सेव योर टाइम. तो इस केस में भी आप यहाँ देखो, इथीन एंड इथाइलिन बोथ आर सेम कंपाउंड, बोथ मीन सेम. चाहे मैं इथीन बोलूँ या इथाइलिन बोलूँ, देखो दोनों का मतलब सेम होगा इस केस में. तो इफ़ 1,2 dibromo. तो यानी we have to get this particular common from 1,2 diol. तो this conversion is all about कि 1,2 diol से हम इसको कैसे कैसे convert करेंगे compound number 1. तो very simple, when we add PBr3 we will get 1,2 this one. In case of HiO4, this ring will be broken down and you will get formaldehyde as a product. So formaldehyde as a product, in which case you will get? Only in the case of HiO4. Then only this glycol molecule is going to break down. So now simply you check this C option is matching with as only. You can see how easily you are able to solve this entire question without solving the next one. Although all reagents are common, like in glycol, if you add oxalic acid at 210 degree, you will again get CO2 plus ethylene, right? So first product oxalic acid and this you will get CO2. So A, Q is correct, right? And for the next option PBr3 you will add. For this PBr3 option for Q, definitely you will get for this A, AQ, and B for P and D for R. तो क्रक्स क्या था कि आपको ये बात पता होनी चाहिए थी, बाकी तो आपके कॉमन रिएजेंट है. तो दैट वाज क्वाइट इजी क्वेश्चन. तो इन नेक्स्ट वन the correct answer is this one. So let me go for the next question. The next question, considering the following statement, choose the correct option. So correct option means like acetic acid, formic acid can be distinguished by failing test. तो acetic acid तो नहीं देता, but formic acid तो देता है. देखो इसमें ये नहीं देगा और ये टेस्ट को देगा. तो first statement is true. ठीक है. Benzoic acid and phenol can be distinguished with the help of NaSO3. Definitely benzoic acid is test को देगा. It will liberate CO2 because this benzoic acid is more acidic than H2CO3, so it can react with bicarbonate, right? Formic acid and formaldehyde can be distinguished by 2,4-DNP. Yes, formic acid does not react with 2,4-DNP, but aldehyde react, correct? And oxalic acid and acetic acid can be distinguished with the help of acidified KMnO4. So obviously, oxalic acid, in this case, oxidation state of carbon is +3. It is simply converted into CO2. So oxalic acid decomposed by KMnO4, acetic acid can't. This is a common titration we use in redox also, oxalic acid and KMnO4, right? So in that case, we found that all these statements are correct because in every case we can distinguish one compound with other compound. Hence, this has to be the correct choice. Right, student? So now let me check the answer of this question. It's correct one. And next matrix match, where there are several questions, we have to solve this question particularly. Like there are many reagents used in this question. Cold dilute KMnO4 enadiene, so it's a syndiol. Syndiol formation followed by HiO4 oxidation and OH and heating. This is a product of Aldol condensation. See, in one reaction there are three concepts involved. Hydroxylation, ठीक है, right? Like, so cold dilute KMnO4A and HiO4B, and this OH minus heating will give you C, right? तो अब इस पर्टिकुलर केस में हम क्या कर सकते हैं, देखो सबसे पहले we can go for addition of the reaction. Anant Solanki sir is asking, sir, any way to make this organic robust? Yes, there is many way to make it robust, but main point is you have to go through the class notes properly, right? Whatever taught in your classes, you have to remember each thing and revise them. Then only you can get this kind of level, right? So simply cold dilute KMnO4. Okay, तो अब हम इसमें क्रॉस चेक कर लेते हैं कौन सा कंपाउंड इसमें हमारा बनेगा. तो वन बाय वन मैं आपको बताता हूँ. देखो, तो फर्स्ट केस में, तो let me write here only because in organic we don't need to use that space because it's easier to form product here. So here you will form this particular compound, 2OH you will be added there, right? After HiO4 you will get oxidation. So by oxidation of this compound you will get a diketone, 1, 2, 3, and this is diketone. and this is aldol condensation followed. So it is beta hydroxy. So simply you will get, by solving this is the double bond. So see, in that case ring expansion takes place, and see, formation of 6-membered ring, it is correct for this case, and the final product give 2,4-DNP positive test. So 2,4-DNP test because it has ketone, and final product give positive toluene test, this is wrong. So yani for A, I can mark PQR, right? So ring expansion, because from this part to we got this one. So what is the correct answer for this? So simply we can get this dilute OH, then breaking of this ring, then breaking of this one, and then formation of aldol. It is a product of aldol. Aldol product. So aldol product after dehydration, you will get alpha beta unsaturation. So in second case, so after at the end we will meet all the options for this. This is oxime formation, and this is Beckmann rearrangement. Like after Beckmann rearrangement, you will get this kind of amide. And in this case, OH minus will absorb proton, abstract proton, and finally it will go aldol. Again, it is a product of aldol condensation. And last one is an example of Pina-Colon reaction. So in this Pina-Colon reaction, it's quite interesting because in last case, we'll get PHCH3OH. So first we'll form carbocation by this, because adding this H plus and heating, so you will form carbocation over there. Then ring expansion takes place. This phenyl, this CH3, more stable carbocation you will form. Then after that there is a ring expansion. So due to this ring expansion, this compound pH, and this is CH3, this one, and here is OH, and after back bonding of this, you will get losing minus H plus. So I am just writing the final product so that it will be easier for everyone. ये हो गया. Now check the option. So similarly for G there is ring expansion, right? So for this particular question you can check that for B there is ring expansion takes place, right? And there is final product will give 2,4-DNP test. So after checking all these options, we can simply go through, because this is aldol. You have to remember that. This is aldol product. Or in this aldol product, you have to abstract the proton from that terminal where you will get either 6-membered ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-membered ring you are getting in that case. Aldol condensation. So after solving all the option, right? So you can just go through this option. Right? So by checking only A, right? तो A ऑप्शन को हमने चेक कर लिया, एंड A के अगर मैंने PQR कर लिए इन दैट क्वेश्चन, सेम कॉन्सेप्ट वी गॉट दिस वन, राइट? तो कभी कभी ऐसा भी होगा कि आपके पास एक ऑप्शन अवेलेबल होगा और उसको चेक करके आप अपना आंसर बता सकते हो, राइट? तो आफ्टर सॉल्विंग दिस, तो लेट वी चेक द आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन. तो आंसर इज मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली करेक्ट बिकॉज वी हैव डन ऑल द कैलकुलेशन. तो फाइनली जस्ट बाय चेकिंग A ऑप्शन, because A is PQR and all the option matched for A option. So this is the correct answer. So sometimes there are many organic reagents which are used in a particular compound, so where we have to apply multiple concept also, right? So in next question, consider the following reaction, choose the correct option. So in correct option, let's say we check the first case. So after getting carbocation there, see, you will get this become good leaving group and it will form a carbocation after departure of that, and after that there is a ring expansion. So finally we are not getting this product because our ring expansion product is different in that case, right? So I can solve this question here so that everyone can understand this easily. So simply after getting this cation, if we got this cation, after going for this rearrangement, we can simply form cation there. After that there is ring expansion, and after ring expansion and aromatization, we got the 6-membered compound with this. So for this one is wrong. MnO2 oxidizes only allylic or benzylic alcohol into corresponding aldehyde or ketone, right? So it is also wrong because they have oxidized MnO2 through carboxylic acid. This is the wrong concept, right? So we'll get only this product, only this position ketone will be there and alcohol is there, right? And in next one, BS3THF. So BS3THF, it is HBO addition, OH will add on less hindered site, and then PCC will get oxidation, then Mg will get Grignard reagent over there, and then it is intramolecular reaction followed by dehydration, right? So let me check this option here only so that we can make the product. So I can write here, so it will be easy for everyone, right? So after making the carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, all carbon are similar like. So we will get OH there. Here we are getting Br. So after PCC there is oxidation. तो यहाँ पे ऑक्सीडेशन हो गया बच्चों. तो ऑक्सीडेशन के बाद पीसीसी में आपको, इसको मैं कंप्लीट लिख दे रहा हूँ, यू विल गेट ऑक्सीडेशन ओवर देयर. इसको कंप्लीट लिखूंगा, रुको. तो 1, 2, 3, 4, तो यहाँ पे आपका एल्डिहाइड बन जाएगा, देखो. एंड Mg3, तो विल गेट ग्रिग्नार्ड ओवर हेयर, and then Grignard will attack intramolecular, then POCl3, so we will get this product. It is correct one now. But acetic acid, so first it will form ester, and then ester pyrolysis will give conjugation. So again this is wrong because there is no conjugation along with that. So after this is EI mechanism, because formation of ester followed by its elimination reaction. Okay? So in that case, how ring expansion takes place, that one student is asking in option A, because in first case the carbocation will form here, then due to this conjugation we will get carbocation over here, right? You check student here. And at 5-membered ring there is always a possibility of ring expansion if its first carbon is become sp2 or carbocation, right? So there is a huge chances of formation of this. Then after our formation of this, we just got aromatization. So it's a simple question. I hope you got this question. So POCl3, it will be a dehydrating agent because after addition of Grignard, so suppose you got this compound. After addition of Grignard, you get this compound. So POCl3 will be dehydrating agent. So it will be a dehydrating agent for POCl3, so loss of water will be there after adding POCl3 in then. Simple. I hope it's clear now. Right? So in that case, only 3 is correct and rest of the answer are conceptual. So in organic, there is series of reaction are involved in this question. So student, you have to solve accordingly. So let me check the answer. So now this one is the correct answer. So first HBO and followed by oxidation, followed by Grignard formation and intramolecular nucleophilic addition. Then alcohol will be dehydrated by POCl3 to get the conjugation. So POCl3 is a dehydrating agent. It will follow E2 path. Right? So Bihan, I hope you got this concept, right? So 35. Next question is, cycloketone is there, like, and in this case LiLH4 and water, so definitely there is reduction. So first you get all the compounds, so it will be easier to get the correct answer. Then concentrate H2SO4, there will be a dehydration mechanism. So E1 pathway will be there. And after ozonolysis, there is a cleavage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, cleavage of this particular compound. This one, oxygen, this one, oxygen. Then there is aldol formation, but student, make sure that here aldol is not heated. So don't dehydrate the aldol product in that case, right? So simply it will give you C double bond OH and this OH. After H2CrO4, H2CrO4 will be oxidizing agent for secondary alcohol as well as aldehyde. So it will form a beta keto carboxylic acid. So in this beta keto carboxylic acid, after reduction with zinc dust, we'll simply get this compound. After reduction of this, तो here 5-membered ring. तो बच्चों बहुत सारे स्ट्रक्चर है ना, देखने से कैसा लग रहा है? तो स्ट्रक्चर 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 ऑर्गेनिक में देयर इज नो लैंग्वेज है, राइट? तो this is the reduction because this is Clemention reduction which will reduce aldehyde and ketone into alkane. So after heating this is beta keto. So in beta keto you have to understand that there is a simple dehydration mechanism which work in that case through a cyclic transition state. When you heat any beta keto acid through a cyclic transition state, it form CO2. It will liberate CO2. Easy decarboxylation. After tautomerism, you will get the same compound, ketone. So now, compound F will be ketone after losing CO2, and this will be alcohol. Right, student? See, there we able to recognize all the compound in the given structure. Now we can check. So both G and H are alcohol. So this is G and this is H. It is not alcohol. This is wrong. Only G has 6-membered cyclic ring. So only G has 6-membered cyclic ring. It is wrong. And the molecular mass of G is 114. So let me check the molecular mass. So molecular mass of this is 6 carbon. So now 72 and plus 32 and plus 10. Yes, this is correct. 114. So now this is correct. Right? But the molecular mass of H is 69, H is this, which is not a molecular mass because there are 5 carbon and 1 oxygen, right? It can't be 69. The only possibility is this. So now we got this. So this is sometime a question. We have to solve all the option, check it properly, then only we can match the answer. तो ऑर्गेनिक में स्ट्रक्चर बहुत है बच्चों, तो थोड़ा केयरफुली वॉच करना है. तो नाउ दिस इज द करेक्ट आंसर. ठीक है. And the next question is, yes, this question is very interesting because many students make mistake in this particular question because you have to remember that what is the reducing agent role in chemistry also. So B2H6 is best reducing agent for carboxylic acid, amide and imine, right? So carboxylic acid, imine and amide, बस आपको सिर्फ इन 3 रिएजेंट को यूज करना है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इसको रिड्यूस करने के लिए. तो इस केस में आपके पास एसिड क्लोराइड प्रोटेक्टेड रहेगा. तो दिस कुड बी द पॉसिबिलिटी. अमाइड का रिडक्शन CONH2 बिकम CH2NH2, इट इज करेक्ट. COH बिकम CH2H. तो इट्स अ वेरी जनरल क्वेश्चन बिकॉज एक बार IIT JEE ने भी ऐसा ही सवाल पूछा था जहाँ पर हमें रोल ऑफ रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट पता होना चाहिए था आफ्टर एनालाइजिंग ऑल द कॉन्सेप्ट. ठीक है. तो नाउ करेक्ट आंसर इज 2 फॉर दिस. दिस इज द डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन वेयर रोल ऑफ रिएजेंट इज यूज्ड फॉर रिडक्शन. तो अमाइड, इमाइन एंड कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड. मेक नोट ऑफ इट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. तो नाउ दिस इज another question. So let me check answer for this. Yes, it is correct. Which of the following option is correct for this reagent? See, again magnesium is added to bromobenzene. So when there is a formation of Grignard reagent, so first you solve the question, then you can match the option. So Grignard reagent when attack on the epoxide, so its medium will be basic. So this is a nucleophile to attack on this ring. So finally you will get after adding water, so CH2, CH2 CH2OH. Then you add HBr. तो after adding HBr and this student, तो अगर हम इसमें student HBr ऐड कर देंगे तो simply we'll get because Markovnikov rule follow करेगा, कार्बोकेटाइन फॉर्म करोगे इसमें, कार्बोकेटाइन के पास हाइड्राइड शिफ्ट, तो you will get stable cation over there. And after adding alcoholic KOH, तो there will be a styrene formation. तो बच्चों D आपका स्टाइरीन है, ठीक है. Check this, D styrene. If D is styrene, तो means after with H2CrO4 heating, तो H2CrO4 heating इसको किस में कन्वर्ट कर देगा, बेंजोइक एसिड प्लस फॉर्मिक एसिड में, और फॉर्मिक एसिड फर्दर ऑक्सीडाइज होकर CO2 बना देगा, ठीक है. तो बेंजोइक एसिड इज द प्रोडक्ट. तो यानी इन दैट केस इफ वी सी प्रोडक्ट D on reaction with hot H2CrO4, you will get benzoic acid. It seems to be very clear because this is wrong. Degree of unsaturation of D is 6. No, it is 5 only. 4 plus 1, 5. So molecular mass we can check, right? So now 4 will be the correct option for this. Let me check answer for this. So you can note down the solution of this particular question. I hope. So this is simple nucleophile attack in basic medium. So if it is unsymmetrical, the less hindered side will be more preferred during SN2 mechanism. Okay. Now, next question is, yes, this is again an interesting question. One name reaction is involved there. Because AlCl3 anhydrous 1 equivalent and H3O plus. See, this is a Fry's rearrangement. There are two rearrangement in phenol. One is Fry's rearrangement, one is Claisen rearrangement. So you can go for Claisen rearrangement, Fry's rearrangement with one of the reactant, right? Because in one of the functional group only. Because both will not react because as AlCl3 is taken only one. So what is the product B? Then this is again activating, this is activating. So its para position will be highly reactive where acylation will take place. So finally in that case, so if we apply the concept of Fry's rearrangement, so simply we will get this product. So now let me check our answer. Because phenol ortho para director होगा और इसके लिए ये meta, तो phenol is more powerful, ortho is highly hindered, so this will be more activating position for attack of ES reaction. So simply we can check this option. So I think OH and OCS3, so which one is the correct option in that case? So here OH and COCS3. So we can have a simple look for this question. So phenol, COCS3, one molecule will be remain there, right? So let me check answer of this question. So this is the phenol. Okay, after that hydrolysis is also done. One more. I missed the second step, student, 1 minute, right? Because second step hydrolysis is also there. Because if you got this option and then there is a ester, because second step is already given there, right? So just make the correction for that. You will get phenol for this after hydrolysis. So 2 OH will be adjacent to each other and 1 COCS3 will be para to each other. So after that you will get extra molecule of acetic acid. Because I have just checked the first step only because there is second step already involved. So after going through this, it's very simple. Ki 2 OH adjacent, 1, 2 and COCS3 is para. This is the best possible option. It is given there. So now everyone can note down the answer also. Okay. Next question. Which of the following gave white precipitate with aqueous AgNO3? तो aqueous AgNO3 के साथ white precipitate कौन देगा? White precipitate means AgCl आपको मिलेगा जहाँ भी AgNO3 के साथ. तो AgCl AgNO3 के साथ कहाँ बनेगा? जहाँ आप रिएक्शन करवा पाओगे. तो क्लोरोबेंजीन, तो क्लोरोबेंजीन में there is no chance of carbocation formation. Vinyl chloride, there is again conjugation, no chance of carbocation formation. Benzyl chloride, you will get good benzyl carbocation. Yes, there is chance. In that reaction, there is chance. So you will get this CH2Cl there and this is a bicyclo compound. Bicyclo compound means I can draw the structure over here. This is simple one, right? तो there is violation of Braid's rule. अगर हम यहाँ पर कार्बोकैटाइन बना देंगे तो यहाँ पर ब्रेड्स रूल आपका वायलेट हो जाएगा, विच इज ब्रिज हेड साइड कांट बी sp2. ठीक है, तो इसलिए आपको पहले करेक्ट स्ट्रक्चर सबके ड्रॉ करने पड़ेंगे, देन ओनली यू कैन एनालाइज. तो नाउ सी दी सिचुएशन, ये कार्बोकैटाइन नहीं बनाएगा ड्यू टू ब्रेड रूल वायलेशन के कारण, ये बेनाइल कैटाइन बन जाएगा, ये फिनाइल. तो ओनली पॉसिबिलिटी इज दिस वेयर वी कैन गेट बेंजाइल कार्बोकैटाइन, राइट? तो इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन. AgCl precipitate will be white in that case. So this will give white precipitate with silver nitrate. This is white precipitate. So let me check the answer of this question. Yes, it is correct. Benzyl chloride. Next question is, the major product of following reaction is, it is डाइनॉन फिनॉल रीअरेंजमेंट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन. डाइनॉन फिनॉल रीअरेंजमेंट बच्चों ये सब क्लास में हम लोग बताते हैं, जब सबने ध्यान दिया होगा तो ये उस क्वेश्चन के कॉन्सेप्ट पर बेस्ड है. तो डाइनॉन फिनॉल इज वेरी सिंपल. तो इस प्रोडक्ट को कैसे अचीव करना है आपको, तो लेट आई डिस्कस हेयर ओनली. तो सबसे पहले प्रोटोनेशन. तो प्रोटोनेशन विल टेक्स प्लेस एट दिस सेंटर, क्योंकि यहाँ पर नेगेटिव डेंसिटी ज़्यादा है बिकॉज ऑफ this conjugation. Now after forming this cation, तो एक यहाँ पर cation form हो जाएगा आपका OH and this is CH2CH3 और यहाँ पे कार्बोकैटाइन. After that there is a alkyl shift, ethyl shift. तो after ethyl shift you are getting a stable product of this. तो you will get CH2CH3 over there. And after that aromatization, so we'll take one more step. You will get carbocation over here. So let me add this carbocation. And then gain of aromaticity minus H plus. So after minus H plus बच्चों कौन सा कंपाउंड हमें मिल गया, देखो इसमें से check the possibility. तो there is a possibility कि हमें fourth compound will get this compound. So finally, answer of this question is fourth one. Check this answer. Right? Next question is, consider the following reaction sequence PQRS as a major product. तो अगला सवाल देखते हैं बच्चों. तो अगला सवाल में आपको ध्यान देना है कि सारे रिएजेंट्स को बहुत ध्यान से रिकॉल करो. ऑर्गेनिक में जब भी हम लोग पढ़ाई करते हैं ना, तो ये चीज़ को आपको बड़ा ध्यान रखना है कि रिएजेंट्स का रोल क्या हो सकता है. फाइनली इसको समरी भी करना है आपको मैकेनिज्म के बाद, फाइनल भी करना है, दिमाग में रिटेन भी रखना है आपको उसको. फॉर एग्जाम्पल H प्लस देर इज़ अ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कार्बोकैटाइन, राइट? तो आई विल मेक द क्वेश्चन हेयर सो दैट सभी लोग ईजिली क्वेश्चन के साथ साथ मेरे साथ सॉल्व कर लें जिन्होंने ट्राई नहीं किया पहले. And first we'll make carbocation here, like after protonation we'll get this formation, step 1. Then ozone in dimethyl sulfur, it is reductive. So after formation of this cation, so I'll make a compound completely first so that it will be easier one for everyone. So this carbocation ring expansion again is same situation, and formation of this cation, and after finally loss of H plus, let me write the final product. यानी most stable product मैंने डायरेक्ट लिख दिया, देखो, राइट? तो फाइनली दिस प्रोडक्ट विल बी ओजोनोलिसिस. तो इसका ओजोन डाल दूंगा बच्चों इसमें, डाईमिथाइल सल्फर. तो डाईमिथाइल सल्फर में ओजोन डालने के बाद यू विल गेट दिस कंपाउंड, राइट? तो फाइनली वी गॉट P. देखिए बहुत सारे कैलकुलेशन के बाद हमें P पता चल पाया, दिस इज P. एंड देन NaOH एंड हीटिंग, दिस इज अगेन एल्डोल प्रोडक्ट, एंड एल्डोल प्रोडक्ट फॉलोड बाय कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड क्लोरीन. तो स्टूडेंट जब भी हम कोई भी यहाँ पर NaOH सोल्यूशन डालेंगे तो एल्डोल कंडेंसेशन अगर हम इसका कर दें, एल्डोल प्रोडक्ट अगर हम इसका बना दें, तो एल्डोल प्रोडक्ट के बाद हम क्या कर सकते थे, कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड क्लोरीन में हेलोफॉर्म रिएक्शन, क्लोरोफॉर्म फॉर्मेशन, तो उसके साथ जो कैल्शियम का सॉल्ट बनता था उसको हीट करके हम डाई कीटोन्स फॉर्म करते थे। तो रिमेंबर दिस, तो इसका मतलब व्हेन वी ऐड दिस कंपाउंड इन NaOH एंड हीटिंग, तो मैं यहीं पर लिख रहा हूँ बच्चों, इसको नोट कर लेना। तो कार्बन आयन यहाँ पे फॉर्म करो एंड देन अटैक इंट्रामोलिकुलर न्यूक्लियोफिलिक, तो 5 मेंबर फॉलोड बाय दिस डबल बॉन्ड, और ये आपको कीटोन मिल जाएगा, और यहाँ पे एक मिथाइल होगा। तो मिथाइल कीटोन ऑलरेडी हमारे पास है। तो देन COCl2 के साथ हम इसमें क्लोरीन डाल रहे हैं, देखो कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड के साथ इनफेक्ट डाल रहे हैं। तो कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड के साथ अगर मैं इसको डालूंगा तो ये कंपाउंड हमारा, तो दिस इज द कंपाउंड C डबल बॉन्ड O माइनस होल ट्वाइस Ca, ये कैल्शियम का सॉल्ट बनेगा, और प्लस CHI3 आपका फ्री हो गया, CHCl3। तो क्लोरोफॉर्म इज ऑलरेडी देयर। तो अब इस Q के बाद दिस इज द Q कंपाउंड विच इज क्लोरोफॉर्म, एंड क्लोरोफॉर्म को जब मैंने इसके साथ हीट किया तो ये डाई कीटोन फॉर्मेशन, क्योंकि CaCO3 विल गेट प्रेसिपिटेटेड, और इफ CaCO3 गेट प्रेसिपिटेटेड तो 2 radical विल बी जॉइनिंग एंड फॉर्मिंग दिस कंपाउंड। तो इट इज क्वाइट ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन, quite tricky question this one. So let me check answer of this. And next question is sodium and dry ether. So in sodium and dry ether, तो if we add sodium तो it will form, देखो यहाँ पर सोडियम ड्राई ईथर जब 1,2 डाइहैलाइड में डालेंगे तो आपका एल्कीन फॉर्मेशन होगा, बिकॉज जो कार्बन आयन फॉर्म होगा वो Cl को डिपार्ट कर देगा, तो इट विल गिव अ E2 प्रोडक्ट इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस वुड्स रिएक्शन, इट विल गिव एल्कीन। तो आफ्टर ओजोनोलिसिस एंड रिडक्टिव ओजोनोलिसिस, तो इसको हम लोग ब्रेक कर देंगे यहां से। After reductive ozonolysis, you will get this ketone, and finally Mg and Hg, you will again joining this compound, and after formation of radical, and then C dot is going to form a cyclic ring, and then hydrolysis it will form alcohol, right? Then on heating this, it is again a pinacolon type reaction, so you will get carbocation, so one ring, definitely will be a problem of ring contraction. So this 6-membered ring will be contracted to form 5-membered ring. So one ring will remain 6-membered, one ring will remain 5-membered. So simply I will write here, so that after H plus there will be a formation of carbocation, loss of water, and then breaking of this compound, and finally see, थोड़ा सा लेंदी क्वेश्चन होगा, दिस इज द पॉजिटिव, देन दिस बैक बॉन्डिंग के बाद यू विल गेट दिस प्रोडक्ट। तो फाइनली 4 विल बी द करेक्ट आंसर, राइट? ओके, तो इन नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, तो दिस इज द करेक्ट आंसर, चेक द आंसर फॉर दिस। तो आई थिंक 4 इज करेक्ट वन। And next one, compound X undergo following reaction and product compound Y. देखो X के बाद NaOH आपने डाला and then H3O plus heat से आपको ये बना, तो आप चाहो तो इसको रिवर्स भी कर सकते हो, बिकॉज NaOH हीटिंग के बाद आपका H3O बन रहा होगा, तो सिंपली इसका मतलब यहाँ पर कौन सा डेरिवेटिव होगा आपके पास, एक अल्कोहल होगा, एक कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड होगा। तो बिफोर स्टार्टिंग दैट इट मीन्स द स्टार्टिंग कंपाउंड विल बी, वो क्या हो सकता है, क्योंकि पहले स्टेप में कैनिजारो हुआ होगा, बिकॉज NaOH एंड हीटिंग के बाद इसमें तभी एक ग्रुप आपका अल्कोहल और एक ग्रुप आपका क्या हो सकता है बच्चों, कार्बोक्सिलेट आयन फॉर्म हो सकता है। देखो, एंड दिस आफ्टर एडिंग H प्लस एंड हीटिंग, तो डेफिनेटली आपके पास कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड के साथ अल्कोहल का ईस्टर फॉर्मेशन का रिएक्शन हो सकता है। तो दिस इज द बेस्ट पॉसिबल चांस which we get this question. तो ठीक है बच्चों, इंट्रामोलिकुलर कैनिजारो, तो इंट्रामोलिकुलर कैनिजारो का एक स्टेप यूज हो गया, देखो यहाँ पर इंट्रामोलिकुलर कैनिजारो, एल्डोल नहीं है ये कैनिजारो है, तो इंट्रामोलिकुलर कैनिजारो रिएक्शन। तो इंट्रामोलिकुलर कैनिजारो followed by esterification, you will get simply this compound. It means the compound should be 3. So let me check answer for this. I think yes, this is the correct one. Now next question. तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन में कॉमन डाउट रहता है बिकॉज देर आर मेनी नेम रिएक्शन वी हैव यूज, लाइक सबको देखते ही लग रहा होगा कि भाई मुझे टारगेट क्या है, दैट इज टू फॉर्म बेंजल एल्डिहाइड। तो बेंजल एल्डिहाइड कहाँ से बनेगा, तो इसको देखते एक रिएक्शन तो सबके दिमाग में आया होगा, ये वाला इटार्ड रिएक्शन। दिस इज अ इटार्ड रिएक्शन, बहुत फेमस रिएक्शन है इटार्ड। तो 4 तो अनडाउटफुली आपका एल्डिहाइड बनाएगा, बट दिस इज वॉकर प्रोसेस। तो वॉकर प्रोसेस में आपके कीटोन बनते हैं, मोर स्टेबल कीटोन, एंड दिस इज OMDM। तो इसमें भी आपका एसिडोफिनॉन, पहले आप HOH ऐड करोगे अकॉर्डिंग टू मार्कोनी एंड फॉलोड बाय टॉटोमराइजेशन, तो यू विल गेट एसिडोफिनॉन। 3 इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ क्लोरीन फॉलोड बाय वाटर, तो हेयर यू विल गेट कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड एट द एंड। मैक्सिमम यू कैन गेट कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड आफ्टर हीटिंग। So correct answer will be 4 only. So that's quite simple question. Right? Okay, let's move to the next question. In which of the following reaction benzyl aldehyde would be formed as a major product? So this is already done. Now next one is which of the following compound will give positive Bilstein test? तो बच्चों देखो, जैसे ही मैंने बिलिस्टीन टेस्ट बोला तो आपके दिमाग में क्या रिकॉल होना चाहिए, बिलिस्टीन टेस्ट इज फॉर एल्काइल हैलाइड्स एंड एराइल हैलाइड्स, जिसमें हम सिल्वर नाइट्रेट और इथेनॉल के साथ हीट करते हैं किसी भी हैलाइड को, उसको बिलिस्टीन टेस्ट कहते हैं, राइट। तो इस टेस्ट में हैलाइड होना चाहिए, तो हैलाइड हमारे पास कौन रहा, ब्रोमोबेंजीन ओनली डायरेक्टली। देखो इफ यू रिमेंबर द कॉन्सेप्ट यू कैन डायरेक्टली अप्लाई द कॉन्सेप्ट, क्योंकि पहले बेंजोइक एसिड है, बेंजल एल्डिहाइड, benzyl alcohol. So only one compound is there where halogen is present. So how simple is it? Bilstein test is for halide groups. Here the reagent generally we use is silver nitrate and ethanol. Then we use to heat in Bunsen flame. Then finally we get a precipitate of silver halide. Right? Next one. तो ब्रोमोबेंजीन इज करेक्ट आंसर। तो बिलिस्टीन टेस्ट किसके लिए बच्चों याद रखना आपको, एराइल हैलाइड्स और एल्काइल हैलाइड के लिए। नाउ लेट्स मूव द सेक्शन 2, दैट इज न्यूमेरिकल बेस्ड। तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज H3O plus O3 H2O2, देयर आर मल्टीपल स्टेप। तो कंपाउंड इज आस्किंग नंबर ऑफ कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप प्रेजेंट इन दिस मिक्सचर। तो सबसे पहले बच्चों क्या करना है, देख लो, अगर मैं इसमें H3O plus ऐड कर दूं तो H3O plus ऐड करके इसका हाइड्रोलिसिस कर सकते हो सबसे पहले। तो हाइड्रोलिसिस करके किसी भी एसिटल का हाइड्रोलिसिस से क्या बनाओगे, एसिटल से कीटोन फॉर्म हो गए आपके, एंड प्लस 2 मोल आपके ग्लाइकॉल फॉर्मेशन हो गया आपके पास। दिस इज द फर्स्ट वन। देन this is again beta keto because this is alpha, this is beta, this is alpha, this is beta. So due to this beta keto again there is loss of CO2 molecule if we heat this. So finally we got this compound like this, right? Now after ozone and it is oxidative ozonolysis, right? So we'll break this bond. This is the alkene simple reaction. So if it is alkene simple reaction, so it is alpha keto carboxylic acid. देखो बच्चों, तो our answer is the end product में इस P में कितने कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप होंगे, finally there should be 2 carboxylic group. 2 carboxylic group will be there. See, ठीक है। तो बेलेस्टीन टेस्ट बच्चों हम लोग कभी प्रैक्टिकल ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री में भी उसको बताते हैं, ठीक है, और कभी हम लोग हैलाइड के साथ भी उसको बताते हैं, बट फाइनली इट इज़ इन सिलेबस, राइट। जब हमारा फाइनल सिलेबस, फाइनल एग्जाम होगा, ये हमारा यूज होगा, ऑर्गेनिक में काम आएगा। नेक्स्ट, तो इसका आंसर 2 होना चाहिए बच्चों, फाइनल आंसर शुड बी 2, तो इसको चेक कर लेते हैं। यस, 2 इज करेक्ट आंसर, ठीक है। नाउ नेक्स्ट वन, अमंग द फॉलोइंग नंबर ऑफ कंपाउंड विच गिव पॉजिटिव टॉलन, तो टॉलन कौन देगा भाई, या तो एल्डिहाइड हो या हेमी एसिटल हो, राइट, या अल्फा हाइड्रोक्सी कीटोन हो जिसके पास इनोलाइजेबल H हो आपके पास। तो इनोलाइजेबल H हो ये जरूरी है, तो दिस विल नॉट गिव, दिस विल गिव टॉलन टेस्ट। दिस इज अल्फा हाइड्रोक्सी कीटोन, इसको बेंजोइन कंडेंसेशन में सबने प्रोडक्ट बनाया देखो, ठीक है। तो इन दिस क्वेश्चन दिस इज ऑल्सो एल्डिहाइड, इट विल गिव, ये भी एल्डिहाइड आपको देगा। फॉर्मल एल्डिहाइड ऑल्सो गिव, ये हेमी एसिटल, दिस इज कीटल, and this is also ketal, this will not give, and formic acid also give tolerance test. So simply 1 2 3 4 5 6, the correct answer of this question should be 6. Okay, one student is asking ki shouldn't the ortho be the major product in question number 38. Okay, let me first match answer of this question, then I come to that question. Its answer will be 6, correct answer, right? तो एसिटल से एल्डिहाइड बनेगा तो ही आपका टेस्ट होगा, राइट? अगर एसिटल से कीटोन बनेगा तो टेस्ट नहीं देगा। मैनी स्टूडेंट आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन, कीटल और एसिटल में दे यूज टू कंफ्यूज। तो यहाँ पर एसिटल जो था वो कीटल था, एसिटल नहीं था, ठीक है। तो जो स्टूडेंट पूछ रहा है कि एसिटल से एल्डिहाइड बनता है ना, तो वो तब बनता है जब उसके पास H हो, वहाँ पर एल्डिहाइड से बना हो, ठीक है। तो जैसे यहाँ पर इसको कंपेयर कर सकते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पर अगर आप इसको ब्रेक करोगे तो ये इस कीटोन, तो फाइनल इसका प्रोडक्ट तो कीटोन ही होगा ना, अगर आपने इसमें मिथेनॉल डाला होगा तो देखो। तो इसलिए ये कोई भी एल्डिहाइड फॉर्म नहीं कर रहा आपका, देखो। इट विल ऑल्सो फॉर्म कीटोन, इट विल ऑल्सो फॉर्म कीटोन, ठीक है, राइट। तो नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 38, लेट वी चेक दैट क्वेश्चन। 38 एक कोई बता रहा है, फिर मैं उसको अभी दोबारा से बता देता हूँ। 38 क्वेश्चन, लेट मी मूव 1 सेकेंड, राइट। वन स्टूडेंट वाज आस्किंग 38 में ऑर्थो प्रोडक्ट। हाँ देखो, अगर इसमें आप ऑर्थो बनाते हैं तो ये इसके लिए स्टेरिकली हिंडर्ड प्रोडक्ट हो जाता है ऑर्थो पर, राइट। और इस वाली पोजीशन पे ये मैटर, तो यहाँ पर आपके पास O है ना, तो एसिड कहाँ से बनेगा, कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड, फ्रॉम वेयर यू विल गेट, बिकॉज दिस इज COMe, राइट। तो COMe का थोड़ी कीटोन का थोड़ी हाइड्रोलिसिस करोगे तो कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड कैसे आएगा उसमें, ठीक है। तो ये करेक्ट है, नो इशू। नाउ अब इस क्वेश्चन में एक बच्चे ने पूछा कि सर वॉन्ट बी हेमी एसिटल गिव टॉलन टेस्ट इन 47। देखो हेमी एसिटल है कौन, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, वो कीटल है जो आपको दिख रहा है। लेट मी चेक अगेन 47 क्वेश्चन, ये तो दिस इज आफ्टर ओपनिंग दिस रिंग, यू जस्ट सिंपली ओपन दिस रिंग, तो इसका प्रोडक्ट क्या बनेगा आपका बताओ, दैट इज OH आफ्टर ओपनिंग दिस एंड यू विल गेट दिस, दिस इज अगेन कीटल। तो दिस इज कीटल नॉट एसिटल, दिस इज हेमी कीटल, ठीक है बच्चों, ये हेमी कीटल है, दिस इज हेमी, तो हेमी कीटल नहीं देगा, हेमी एसिटल देगा। ये कॉन्सेप्ट सबको ठीक करना होगा आपको, ठीक है। तो आई होप बच्चों ने बताया, ओके। नाउ लेट्स वी कंटिन्यू आवर डिस्कशन। तो अब हमारे पास क्वेश्चन नंबर 48 है, हाउ मेनी हाइड्रोक्साइल ग्रुप प्रेजेंट इन दिस। तो डाइल्यूट कोल्ड KMnO4 से क्या होता था बच्चों, सिन एडिशन करते थे हम लोग यहाँ पे। तो सिन एडिशन में दोनों OH सेम प्लेन में लगाने हैं इसमें, राइट। तो मैं डायरेक्ट लिख रहा हूँ बिकॉज दे आर नॉट आस्किंग एनी प्रोडक्ट, कि उसकी स्टीरियो नहीं पूछी जा रही यहाँ पे, राइट। तो मैंने इसको भी बना दिया प्रोडक्ट, देखो यहाँ पे, तो ये आपका बन गया। अब जब आप इसमें OH माइनस डालोगे, OH माइनस दैट इज CH3, HiO4 से हमने ब्रेक कर दिया, ठीक है। तो जब इसको हम ब्रेक करेंगे तो इससे एल्डोल कंडेंसेशन, अब देखिए यहाँ पर एल्डोल में हीट मिसिंग है, देखो आपका, तो अगर एल्डोल में हीट मिसिंग है, व्हाट डज इट मीन, आपको कॉन्जुगेट नहीं बनाना, तो इसका मतलब फाइनली अल्फा बीटा क्या बनेगा है, अल्फा बीटा यानी बीटा हाइड्रोक्सी एक कीटोन फॉर्म हो जाएगा आपका, यहाँ से माइनस बना के देखो 1 2 3 4 5 6, तो यहाँ से कार्बन आयन बनाओ एंड फाइनली यहाँ पर अटैक करने के बाद यू विल गेट दिस प्रोडक्ट। तो जहाँ पे तुमने इसको अटैक किया देखो इस पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन पे, तो इसने यहाँ पर आपका मिथाइल ग्रुप लगा दिया है, तो इसको मैं सीधा लिख देता हूँ यहाँ पे, तो ये C डबल बॉन्ड हो और यहाँ पे हमारा OH आ गया, दैट इज CH3, तो ये बीटा हाइड्रोक्सी कंपाउंड बन गया, इट कंटेन ओनली 1 OH ग्रुप, तो OH ग्रुप कितने हैं इसमें 1, अगर हीटिंग होता तो आंसर 0 हो जाता इसमें, ठीक है बच्चों। तो यहाँ पर हीटिंग मिसिंग नहीं है, तो फिर अगर हीट करना वैसे ज़रूरी होता बिकॉज अदरवाइज दिस बिकम रिवर्सिबल, बट इन क्वेश्चन विदाउट हीटिंग दे आर आस्किंग, तो विल ड्रॉ द मेजर प्रोडक्ट इन दैट केस। एंड नेक्स्ट वन इज, तो लेट वी चेक आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन, आई थिंक ओके 1 तो यहाँ पे दिया ही था, ठीक है, करेक्टली सॉल्व किया। तो 49 देखो, एसिटिलीन में रेड हॉट आयरन ट्यूब डालेंगे तो बेंजीन फॉर्म होगा, देन गाटरमान कोच रिएक्शन, तो इससे तो मुझे पता चल गया कि यू विल गेट बेंजल एल्डिहाइड देन, ठीक है बच्चों। अब बेंजल एल्डिहाइड में परकिन रिएक्शन, तो दिस इज परकिन, यहां से सबको परकिन याद आ गया होगा, देखो तो यहां पे था बेंजीन फॉर्मेशन फॉलोड बाय गाटरमान कोच, ठीक है, एंड देन परकिन कंडेंसेशन के बाद यहां पर आपके पास सिनेमिक एसिड फॉर्म हो गया, देखो बच्चों, और सिनेमिक एसिड में अगर आपने रिडक्शन किया H2PD और कार्बन, तो सिंपली डबल बॉन्ड रिड्यूस हो जाएगा बच्चों, डबल बॉन्ड रिड्यूस हो जाएगा, CH2 COOH एक इक्विवेलेंट उसमें डाला गया देखो, और फिर हमने इसमें डाल दिया SOCl2, तो SOCl2 ने क्या करेगा, CH2 एंड दिस इज CH2, दिस इज C डबल बॉन्ड OCl। अब इसमें हम एनहाइड्रस AlCl3, देखो बच्चों दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि यहाँ पर मल्टीपल केमिकल रिएक्शन यूज हुई हैं, तो फिडल-क्राफ्ट एसाइलेशन इन इंट्रामोलिकुलर प्रोसेस, तो इंट्रामोलिकुलर प्रोसेस में अगर यहाँ फिडल-क्राफ्ट रिएक्शन अगर होगा तो क्या प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे हम लोग यहाँ पर देखो, तो दैट इज CH2, दिस इज CH2 C डबल बॉन्ड O एंड दिस कंपाउंड, तो जो कंपाउंड R होना था दैट शुड बी दिस कंपाउंड। तो अब इसने क्या पूछा देखो, इसने कंपाउंड में क्या पूछा बच्चों कि व्हाट इज द डिग्री ऑफ अनसैचुरेशन इन कंपाउंड R, तो डिग्री ऑफ अनसैचुरेशन इज कंपाउंड R, तो 1 2 एंड 4 दैट इज 6, बिकॉज बेंजीन के लिए 4 हो गया, एक डबल बॉन्ड एक साइक्लिक रिंग, ठीक है। तो ये एरोमेटाइजेशन प्रोसेस था, यहां पर फ्रिडल-क्राफ्ट एसाइलेशन रिएक्शन था। तो नेक्स्ट वन, let we check the answer of this. This is 6 and it is correct answer. तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 49 में हमारा आंसर ठीक आ गया, और क्वेश्चन 50 अब चेक कर लेते हैं एक बार। ओके, बिहान, अगर मेरे ख्याल से बिहान एक स्टूडेंट था जो कह रहा था सर व्हाई वोंट हेमी एसिटल गिव टॉलरेंस टेस्ट, तो हेमी एसिटल नहीं था, मैंने बार बार फिर बोला दैट इज हेमी कीटल, ठीक है। नाउ तो कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड H2SO4A, तो A विल बी द मेजर प्रोडक्ट, रिंग एक्सपेंशन के बाद देखो पहले कार्बोकेटाइन फॉर्म करोगे, आफ्टर दिस रिंग एक्सपेंशन यू विल गेट दिस A, एंड B2H6THF के बाद तो HBO रिएक्शन में अगर आप एसिटिक एसिड यूज कर दोगे तो ये एल्केन बनाने का मेथड होगा, HH एडिशन, सिन एडिशन, एंड अगर इसका मोनोक्लोरिनेशन करोगे इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ सनलाइट, तो मोनोक्लोरिनेशन के कितने, ये इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन हो सकता है बच्चों, क्योंकि या तो इसमें ये कंपाउंड फॉर्म हो सकता है, आइदर यू विल गेट दिस कंपाउंड, आइदर यू विल गेट दिस कंपाउंड, आइदर यू विल गेट, तो सारे स्ट्रक्चरल आइसोमर पहले बना लो देखो, फिर उनको स्टीरियोकेमिकली एनालाइज करो। See this one, नाउ क्वेश्चन इज इंटरेस्टिंग. उसने पूछा नंबर ऑफ कंपाउंड नहीं पूछा उसने कहा कि नंबर ऑफ फ्रैक्शंस ऑब्टेन ड्यूरिंग फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन. तो बच्चों इसमें कॉन्सेप्ट क्या डील हुआ? तो फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन उसका होगा जिनके बॉइलिंग पॉइंट डिफरेंट होंगे. तो सी, जिन कंपाउंड्स के बॉइलिंग पॉइंट है पहले हमने उनको अरेंज कर लिया. देखो इसका नंबर 1 ये डिफरेंट बॉइलिंग पॉइंट है इसमें कंपाउंड का, स्ट्रक्चरल आइसोमर. इसका डिफरेंट बॉइलिंग पॉइंट होगा. इसमें टोटल 4 कंपाउंड बनेंगे, उसमें से 2 कंपाउंड एनैंशियोमर पेयर होंगे, तो एनैंशियोमर पेयर का बॉइलिंग पॉइंट सेम आएगा. एंड इसमें भी टोटल 4 कंपाउंड बनेंगे, बट उसमें से 2 कंपाउंड का ही बॉइलिंग पॉइंट डिफरेंट होगा, 2 का सेम होगा, बिकॉज जो कंपाउंड एनैंशियोमर पेयर्स होते हैं उनके बॉइलिंग पॉइंट सेम होते हैं. दैट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. ठीक है. और इस कंपाउंड में ओनली 2 आइसोमर आर पॉसिबल, वन इज सिस, वन इज ट्रांस. देयर इज ओनली सिस एंड ट्रांस, इसलिए 2 के 2 का बॉइलिंग पॉइंट डिफरेंट होगा. यानी टोटल कंपाउंड में से इफ आई ऐड कि कितने कंपाउंड यहां मिले, देखो तो फर्स्ट 1 + 1 + 2 + 2, तो टोटल अगर ऐड कर दें तो विल गेट 8 डिफरेंट फ्रैक्शन. क्योंकि टोटल कंपाउंड हमारे पास ज़्यादा है. अगर टोटल कंपाउंड हमारे पास कोई पूछता तो हम यहाँ पे क्या बताते, टोटल 12 कंपाउंड हमारे पास मिलते. लेकिन उन 12 कंपाउंड्स में अगर हम ध्यान से देखें, 12 कंपाउंड्स में 8 फ्रैक्शन ही डिफरेंट होंगे, क्योंकि दीज 8 कंपाउंड हैव डिफरेंट बॉइलिंग पॉइंट. तो लेट वी चेक द आंसर ऑफ दिस. आंसर ऑफ दिस इज 8, which is correct answer, right? So I hope most of, because we have limited time, so we have explained the concept related on the question, right? So this is the end of my test analysis of chemistry section. Now I would like to invite Bal Govind sir for physics session. Bal Govind sir, please come and take the charge.
Thank you, Joshi sir.
But chemistry paper was really lengthy. Many students are used in that question.
Okay.
So it will take time to student to solve, right?
Very good.
All the best, student.
I know you have explained it a very good way, so so it will be good for them.
Okay, thank you. Okay, student. Now continue with your physics session. Thank you.
Hello everybody. Bal Govind Padhyay this side. Today I will explain AITS part test 1 means physics portion. So let's start. So this is section A. It contains 20 questions. And look at this question, बच्चों. Electric potential in a region varies as V = V naught x square. So clearly you can see potential is varying in x direction only. This means electric field will be in the direction of x only. That is Ey and Ez have to be 0. So Ex is equal to minus dV by dx. This is minus 2 V naught x 2 V naught x. Now at x is equal to 0, E is equal to 0. It is clear that flux will pass through this phase only. So find the total charge lying inside the cube. You know, Q enclosed by epsilon naught is equal to flux. और फ्लक्स क्या है? E dot dA, integral of E dot dA. So here flux is equal to minus 2 V naught A into A square, that is minus 2 V naught A cube. This is a flux. So Q enclosed by epsilon naught is equal to minus 2 V naught A cube. Q enclosed is equal to minus 2 epsilon naught V naught A cube. So we can see the answer. देख लो, it will be option 3. Let's see the answer. Answer is correct. Let's move on the next problem. This is a point charge Q is placed at 0, comma a by root 2, comma 0. Consider a triangular surface having vertices at this. Find the flux of electric field through this surface. देखो, this is a by root 2. This is a by root 2. So this distance will be a root 2, and here is charge, and this distance is a by root 2. It is given here. No, sorry. This is A, this is A, and this is A root 2. So how to find flux through this? So what we know, my dear student, if this is a root 2, and a by root 2, सेंटर से a by root 2 पर चार्ज है, then the flux through this surface will be equal to, जो phi 1 है, q by 6 epsilon naught. This thing we all know from the symmetry location. Now we can, or let's use another page. Now you can see we have 4 faces of prism. This is also high symmetry. So downward flux q by 6 epsilon naught. Remaining flux will be distributed in the 4 surfaces. So in 4 surface, q by epsilon naught minus q by 6 epsilon naught. This flux will flow through the 4 surface of the pyramid. So from one surface divide by 4. So this will be equal to, answer can be seen, the problem already has been discussed, and it will be 5q by 24 epsilon naught. Now let's move to the next question. Here, hexagon of side L is placed on horizontal plane and 6 equal charges are fixed at its vertices. This is a hexagon, side length L. And point P is located vertically above center of hexagon at a height root 3L. This is a point P. So let us call this distance R. So R square is equal to L square plus 3L square. That is R is equal to 2L. All the 6 corners equal charge Q are placed. So Vp is equal to 6 into potential due to single charge K Q by 2L. This will be your answer. So it will be 6 into Q by 8 pi epsilon naught L. We can check the answer. So certainly answer is this. Move to the next question now. The 2 plates of capacitor of capacitance 20 microfarad. This is a given. And given charges are 300 microcoulomb and 100 microcoulomb. Okay, this is. Find the amount of heat produced in the circuit when switch S is closed. So let's analyze initially what is there. So charge distribution will be here 200, 100, minus 100, plus 200. You know, outside of the plate, charge will be Q1 plus Q2 by 2. Q1 plus Q2 by 2, Q1 plus Q2 by 2. Remaining charge is here. So this is a plus, this is minus. V initial, Q by C, 100 by 20, that is 5 volt. Initial potential difference is 5 volt because they are asking about the heat produced. So certainly we require potential energy. U initial 1 by 2 into 20 into 5 square. From the equation half CV square we did. Okay, so let's change the page. Due to, let me confirm, okay, 20 volt. So, due to this cell, suppose delta Q charge will flow and final charge will be Q final here and minus Q final here. So, Q final is equal to CV, that is 20 into 20, that is 400. Initially, the charge was minus 100. Finally, charge is 400. So, delta Q is equal to 400 plus 100, that is 500 microcoulomb. This is the amount of charge flown. So, we know that work done by a cell is equal to delta U plus heat loss. Work done by cell 20 EMF into delta Q is equal to U final minus U initial plus heat loss. So U final half C V final square, that is half into 20 into 20 square. Just by putting all these values, you can solve it and you will get the right answer. And answer will be 6.25 millijoule. Next question, please. In the circuit shown in the figure, both capacitors are initially uncharged and then connected as shown in the and switch is closed. What is the potential difference across 3 microfarad capacitor? So initial charge is 0. Close the switch. Consider charge Q is flow. So plus Q, minus Q, plus Q, minus Q. Just apply Kirchhoff law. 20 plus 4 minus Q by 6 minus 12 minus Q by 3 is equal to 0. That is 12 is equal to Q by 3 plus Q by 6. So in the question, potential difference across 3 microfarad capacitor is asked. So certainly its potential difference is Q by 3. So 12 is equal to V. Let's call it V. Then it will be V by 2. Q by 3 is V, so Q by 6 is V by 2. Just solve it. 3V by 2 is equal to 12. That is V is equal to 8. So potential across 3 microfarad capacitor should be 8 volt. Let us see the answer. So answer is correct. It is 8 volt. Now move to the next question. In the network shown in the figure, each identical capacitor of capacitance this can withstand a maximum potential difference 200 volt. What voltage can be applied across PQ? Okay, so that no capacitor can get spoiled. So suppose we consider here potential difference V. If this is a C, 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 so total capacitance, equivalent capacitance 2C by 3. These two capacitors are in parallel, C plus C, 2C, and this is in series. So charge Q is equal to CV, that is 2C by 3 into V. This is charge. So certainly here charge will be 2V by 3 into C. Here V by 3 into C. Here V by 3 into C. So potential is maximum here, 2V by 3. So 2V by 3 should be less or equal to 200. That is V is less or equal to 300 volt. So maximum potential is 300 volt, which you can apply. Let's move to the next question and see the answer. And answer is 3 volt, 300 volt. So it's a very good answer. One of the students, Harshit, has answered that 250 plus is good score. I support this. So move to the next question. In the circuit shown in the figure, find the current flowing in XY wire. This is a XY wire. So what we will do, consider its potential 0 and consider its potential 20. So we can, this is a 20 volt, this is a 20 volt because there is no resistance here. So we have to find this current I. So what I can do, let us take this as n volt potential, and this is a certainly 0 volt. So here current I1, here current I2, just consider, here I3, I4. So we can write I3 plus I1 is equal to I4 at this junction. We are applying junction rule. So I3, 20 minus n by 10 plus. भाई we are writing current कैसे लिख रहा हूँ, potential difference divide by resistance, बस. तो 20 minus n by 10 plus 20 minus n divided by 5 is equal to n minus 0 divided by 10. Dear student, just solve this relationship and you can get n is equal to 15. Now, we have to find the I. I is equal to I1 plus I2. I is equal to I1, 20 minus n, that is 15, by 5 plus I2, 20 minus 0 by 5. So this is a 1, that is 5 ampere. Let's see the right answer, and it is a 5 ampere. So let's move on the next problem. In the circuit shown, 5 capacitors are connected to a battery. 5 capacitors. Which of the following capacitor is storing minimum electrical potential energy? So just redraw the circuit. This is a 4 mu f, 6 mu f. This is a 5 mu f. This is a 10 mu f. So equivalent capacitance can be find out. Just these are parallels. It can be added. So this is a 10 microfarad. This is a 15 microfarad. This is 3 microfarad, 15 volt. Consider charge Q. So 15 minus Q by 3 minus Q by 10 minus Q by 15 is equal to 0. So we can solve it, and that is Q is equal to 30 microcoulomb. Just you can solve it. So now the thing is, here voltage is Q by 3, that is 10 volt. 10 volt. Here plus 3 volt, 3 volt. Here 2 volt. V is equal to Q by C. Q is 30 known. Potential difference can be written like this. So you know energy is half CV square. V पर ज़्यादा डिपेंड कर रहा है बिकॉज इट इज अ स्क्वायरिंग. सो V कहाँ कम है? 2 वोल्ट यहाँ कम है. दैट इज, और C कहाँ कम है? यहाँ पर देखो 5 माइक्रोफैराड पर. सो एनर्जी विल बी मिनिमम इन 5 माइक्रोफैराड और U मिनिमम 1/2 into 5 into 2 square. You can write it. So it will be 2, 5 are 10. That is 10. This is a minimum energy. Check the answer. So certainly 5 microfarad has minimum energy. Let's move the next part. This is a question. Find the equivalent capacitance between 2 points A and B in the network of capacitors as shown in the figure. Okay. Between 2 points A and B. You know that this is a parallel and this is a parallel. Just regroup, rearrange the thing. A, (35 mu F), 7 mu F, 10 mu F, 2 mu F, this is a 12 microfarad. You can see, all of you can see, this is a balance bridge, balance wheatstone bridge. So there will not be any charge on this. Now you can calculate the equivalent capacitance. So I left on you the calculation part and answer will be, let's see, answer is this. So let's move on the next problem. Two capacitance of capacitors 2C and 3C are joined in parallel and charged up to V, potential V. So will be such situation like this: 2C, 3C, voltage V. By connecting through the battery. The battery is now removed. बैटरी रिमूव कर दिया गया. So चार्ज अब कंजर्व रहेगा क्योंकि ये बैटरी से हट गई. तो इनिशियल चार्ज विल बी इक्वल टू फाइनल चार्ज. सो Q इनिशियल इज इक्वल टू 2CV plus 3CV. This is a initial charge. A final charge, we can see capacitor of capacitance 2C is filled with completely dielectric constant K. So this capacitance will be 2kC. This is a 3C. Now consider this potential difference V dash. So certainly they are in parallel. So net charge can be written as Q final is equal to 3C plus 2kC into V dash. Just equate Q initial is equal to Q final and you will get the answer value of K. So just put these two values and you will reach at the solution. And its answer is this: 5V by 3 plus 2K. Move on to the next question. Two circular metallic plates of radius R are placed at a distance D apart and its capacitance is 4 microfarad. So what is here? So, two circular plates are shown here. 4 is equal to epsilon naught pi r square by d. Epsilon naught a by d. This is your initial condition. Now, if plate of radius r by 2 and thickness d of dielectric constant k is placed between the plates of capacitor, then capacitance will become 10 microfarad. So, what they are doing here, radius r by 2, this place is filled with dielectric constant k. Then capacitance is C is equal to 10 and it is equal to epsilon naught k pi r by 2 का square divide by d plus remaining area epsilon naught 3 pi r square by 4 d. Just use this value in here, like 10 is equal to epsilon naught pi r square by d. Just take it common. So k by 4 plus 3 by 4. And this portion is 4. So k can be solved it. 4, 4, 4, 4, 7. I hope 10 minus 3 is equal to 7. So k will be 7. Just see the answer. And answer is 7. Right. Just move on the next question. Here, parallel plate capacitor has 2 layers of dielectric, as shown in the figure. Okay. The capacitor is connected across a battery. The graph which shows the variation of electric field and distance x from the left. You know, suppose this is a one plate and this is a other plate. This is plus q charge, minus q charge. So here field is E1, here field is E2. E1 is equal to E0 by 3 and E2 is equal to E0 by 6, where E0 is the field due to charges on the plate only. That is, in the absence of dielectric, field is E0. So you can see the field is constant in one region and field is constant in other region. So answer should go like this, because E1 is 2 times E2. Let's see the answer. Answer is the same which I was thinking. So move to the next question now. A parallel plate capacitor is made by fixing 2 large parallel plates A, B, C, D and E, F, G, H. A, B, C, D and E, F, G, H. ठीक है, ये है. These are the plates and separation is. The plates of the capacitor are connected to an ideal battery of EMF V. Okay. At t is equal to 0, a tap is opened from which liquid of dielectric constant K starts flowing. It starts filling the container at a rate q meter cube per second. Find the current in the connecting wires as a function of time. किसी टाइम t पर कितना करंट होगा, इससे हमको यही निकालना है. तो करंट कैसे निकलेगा? I is equal to dq by dt. We can think on this plate charge is plus q, on this plate charge is minus q, and q is equal to cv. So we have to write c. तो C is equal to epsilon naught K. अब यहाँ पर we are writing this portion K A Bx by D plus epsilon naught B L minus X. So we cannot write here. थोड़ा सा रुको. C is equal to epsilon naught K Bx by D, this capacitance, plus epsilon naught B L minus X by D. So we have find the capacitance. So let's move on the next page. I is equal to d by dt of Cv, that is V dc by dt, and C was epsilon naught K Bx by D plus epsilon naught B L minus X by D. So dc by dt can be written epsilon naught B by D K minus 1 dx by dt. So now we need dx by dt. So volume of liquid is equal to volume is B dx. B dx. So dV by dt. This is a rate of change of volume is equal to B d dx by dt. And this is a given Q. Rate of inflow is Q. So dx by dt is equal to Q by Bd. Just take this value and you can put this here, and finally take this dc by dt and put it here. You can find the answer. No need to solve. थोड़ा सा let's move ahead, see the answer, and answer is this. Question is, but question contains several concepts. Concept of liquid, concept of dielectric, and concept of charge, that is current. So move to the next question. In the circuit shown in the figure, charge on the capacitor of capacitance 2C in the steady state. Okay. We need to find charge here. So how to proceed? In the steady state, current through the 2C capacitance is 0. So current I, we can write it here. So take this current I, this is a I1, this is I2. So okay. Consider this point has voltage N. So this point will be N plus V naught. So at this node, we will apply Kirchhoff law. Its voltage is 4 V naught. For V naught here, 0 here. So 4 V naught minus N divided by R is equal to N minus 0 by 2R, this is a R1, plus I2, N plus V naught minus 0 divided by 3R. This equation can be solved, and after solving, you can get N is equal to 2 V naught. N is equal to 2 V naught. So here, at this point, this will be 3 V naught potential, and here it is a 4 V naught potential. The Q is equal to 2C into potential difference. Potential difference is 4 V naught minus 3 V naught, that is 2C V naught. Answer can be checked. Answer is 2C V naught. So the problem becomes easier when you apply nodal analysis. नोड का पोटेंशियल कंसीडर करो, उसके बाद नोड पर किरचॉफ फर्स्ट लॉ का यूज कर दो, दैट इज कंजर्वेशन ऑफ चार्ज का. प्रॉब्लम विल बी इजी. So in the transient circuit shown in the figure, the time constant of circuit, ठीक है, इसका भी टाइम कांस्टेंट निकालना आसान ही है. वैसे किरचॉफ लॉ लगाओगे, इट विल बी very difficult. So what we will do? Just consider this. This is point A and this is point B. Take out the capacitor, and this is point A. 2R, 2R, 2R. This is a B. R. So between 2 points, we should find the equivalent resistance. So R between A and B is equal to R. This is in serial. This is a serial. This is in parallel. So it will be 4R multiplied by 2R by 6R. So RAB, we got it. So time constant is equal to RAB into CAB. Write in this way. So RAB we have done. On CAB is 2C. Now you can put the values and you will get the answer. So see the answer. It will be 14 RC by 3. This was also a very intelligent way to do the problem. You have many resistors and single capacitor. Take out the single capacitor and make it like open circuit. Between these 2 points, consider total resistance. And then total resistance multiplied by total capacitance, it will work. So next question is, in the circuit shown in the figure, reading of ideal voltmeter and ideal ammeter are. Ideal voltmeter and ideal ammeter. Ideal voltmeter has infinite resistance and ideal ammeter has 0 resistance. So we can think this is a 0 volt, this is a 12 volt, we can think here this is a N. So this is current I and this like this. We can write N minus 0 divided by 4.5. This is a total current I. And this should be equal to 12 minus N divided by this resistance 1 plus, here is 12 volt. Then here will be 12 minus 6, that is 6 volt. So 6 minus N divided by 3. So it can be solved and you will get N is equal to 9. When you get N is equal to 9, the potential difference is 12 minus N is equal to 3 volt, and current I is equal to N by 4.5, that is 9 by 4.5, that is 2. 2 ampere current and 3 volt potential. We can check the answer. It will be 1. You can see the answer. It is a 1. कोई बात नहीं है, ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन का प्रैक्टिस करोगे तो इट विल स्टक टू यू आल्सो. सो द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, अ मीटर ब्रिज सेटअप दिया है. तो अ मीटर ब्रिज इज सेटअप आई शोन टू डिटरमाइन द एंड करेक्शन at point A and at point B. When a resistance of 9 ohm is used in the left gap, यहाँ पर 9 है, and right gap में 12 ohm है, then null point comes at 42 centimeter. This is a 42 centimeter. यहाँ पर LA को हम end correction will get added. So it will be equal to 58 plus LB. So 9 by 42 plus LA is equal to 12 by 58 plus LB. This will give you one relation between LA and LB. In the next scenario, this is a 12 ohm, this is a 9 ohm. Resistor has been exchanged. When these resistors are interchanged, null point comes at 57 centimeter from A. So null point will be here, and this distance will be equal to LA plus 57. Certainly, this distance will be equal to 43 plus LB. We can write 12 by 57 plus LA is equal to 9 divided by 43 plus LB. This is another relationship. By using these two equations, you can solve for LA and LB. So let's go ahead and see the answer. Answer will be certainly 3 centimeter and 2 centimeter. The question is, one thing more, I would like to tell you, the question is very good to find out the end correction. Generally, people don't care to teach about end corrections. So on that basis, this question has been made to how to find the end correction. It will be very helpful to you also. So next problem. In the circuit shown in the figure, power dissipated as heat in 12 ohm resistor is 12 watt. Okay. Here 12 watt. Consider here current I. You know, power is equal to I square R. So 12 is equal to I square into 12. So I is equal to 1 ampere. Clearly, I is equal to 1 ampere high. Certainly, this is 24 volt. So certainly, here potential drop is 12 volt and here potential drop is 12 volt. So this is I1, this is I2. Certainly, I is equal to I1 plus I2. 1 is equal to I1. 12 by 16. Potential difference divided by resistance plus this is also 12 by R. Just solve this equation and certainly you will reach there at the answer. And let's see the answer. So it will be 48 ohm. This is the correct answer. Move to the next question. A small dipole of dipole moment P is placed at a distance R from the infinitely long wire. Acha. This is an infinite long wire. There is a dipole moment. So certainly, who will apply force on the dipole? It is nothing but electric field. So E is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R. So force on dipole is P dE by dr cos 0. Just cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. So force is P into dP by dr. So dE by dr is equal to, we have written here E. So it will be minus lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R square. So certainly force is equal to lambda P by 2 pi epsilon naught R square in magnitude. If you take minus sign, it will show the direction also. So we can see the answer. Lambda P by, lambda P by 2 pi epsilon naught R square. It is right answer. So let's move to the next question. 125 identical drops, each charged up to 5 volt, are combined to form a bigger drop. The potential of the bigger drop. So we have smaller drops, 125. So 5 is equal to K Q by R, where Q is charge on single drop and R is radius of single drop. So if you will merge them to make a single drop, so 4 by 3 pi R cube, which is the final volume of this single drop, is equal to 125 into 4 by 3 pi R cube. This will give you R is equal to 5 times smaller. Or certainly total charge Q is equal to 125 into small q. On a single drop, charge was Q. So on this drop, charge is 125 Q. So now V final is equal to K Q 125 Q by final radius r, that is 5r. So this will be equal to 125 by 5 into kq by r, and you know kq by r is already 5, so answer will be 125. We can check the answer. Yeah, the answer is 125 volt. Move to the next section. This is section B. It has numerical value type questions. It contains 5 questions. So this is the first question here. So capacitor C1, C2 are charged with switch in position 1. Okay. Now switch is shifted to position 2. Capacitor C3 is equal to 3 microfarad is initially uncharged. The potential difference across the capacitor C2 is. So initial, let us see, this is charge Q1 plus Q1 minus. So 12 is equal to Q1 by C1, that is 1, plus Q1 by C2, that is 2. C2 is 2. So you can solve it. So 12 is equal to 3 Q1 by 2. Q1 is equal to 8 microcoulomb. This is initial charge. And finally, when you connect this, some charge will flow. Consider charge Q flown. So circuit will be like this. Plus Q minus Q. Here 8 minus Q plus me. Here 8 minus Q, like this. This is C1 is equal to 1, C2 is equal to 2, C3 is equal to 3. Again apply the Kirchhoff law. You can see 8 minus Q by 1 plus 8 minus Q by 2 is equal to Q by 3. The value of Q can be solved, and then you have to find voltage across C2, in VC2, that is 8 minus Q by 2. So I will leave calculation on you for Q, and when you find the Q, you take it, put it here, and you will get the right answer. So see the answer, and it is answer is 48 by 66. Certainly this is a correct answer. Move to the next question. There, a capacitor of capacitance 2 microfarad is charged to a potential difference 5 volt. Now the charging battery is disconnected, and the capacitor is connected in parallel to the resistance of 5 ohm and another unknown resistance R. Okay. If the total heat produced in 5 ohm is 10 microjoule, then the unknown resistance is equal to. Okay, so you want कि मैं कैलकुलेशन करूं, मतलब कि अब we were doing this, you can't find कि 6 से multiply करो, you multiply by 6 and then you can reach here at the value of Q. आंसर रॉन्ग नहीं है मेरे प्यारे, गलत बोल रहे हो, और आपसे नहीं हो पा रहा है तो मैं कर देता हूँ, मैं कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन डोंट से हियर कि आंसर इज रॉन्ग. देखो 8 माइनस Q प्लस 8 minus q by 2 is equal to q by 3. 8 plus 4 is equal to q. 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. This can be find out 6. 6 plus 3 plus 2. This is a 11 by 6q. This is 12. So q is equal to 12 into 6 by 11. Now VC2 is equal to 8 minus 72 by 11 divided by 2. अब इतना तो आप कर ही लो यार. हाँ सही है भाई, तो फिर गलत मत बोलो. हाँ नहीं कर पाए हो तो मैं कर दूंगा. मूव टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. हाँ दिस. So if the total heat produced in 5 ohm resistance is 10 microjoule, here 10 microjoule है. Then unknown resistance R. We have to find the value of R. So certainly यहाँ पर U initial is equal to half into 2 into 5 volt 5 square, that is 25 microjoule energy है. Total energy has to be lost is 25 microjoule. Here is 10 microjoule, so certainly here is 15 microjoule. Now, because these two resistors are in parallel, so potential difference across them will always be same. So 10 is equal to Vt square by R dt, and 15 is equal to Vt square. This is wait. This is a 5 and this is R. From 0 to infinite, because capacitor will take infinite time to discharge mathematically. So just divide this and you get 10 by 15 is equal to R by 5. Just find the value of R. Move to the next question and see the solution, see the answer. Answer will be 3, because here it will be 10 by 3. This is the next question. A thick cell of inner radius R and outer radius 3R has uniform charge density rho. Okay, here is rho. It has a spherical cavity of radius R. Its center is O1. Then electric field at O1 is. देखो, one thing. Suppose this is a uniformly charged spherical region and you have a spherical cavity. From this center to this center, distance is L. So field inside cavity is rho L by 3 epsilon naught. Most of you should know it, क्योंकि कहीं पर भी पढ़े होगे, कोचिंग में ये पढ़ाया ही जाता है. So now here, what we will do, we will consider complete sphere with this cavity only. So we will find E1 is equal to rho, this is a 2R by 3 epsilon naught. This is due to complete sphere except this cavity. Now I will subtract its value. Because in complete sphere, we have considered here a charge, but actually there is no charge, so its contribution in the electric field has to be subtracted. Minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught kq rho 4 by 3 pi r cube by r square 2r ka square. Just solve this and you will reach at the right answer. So move to the answer. Answer is 14. Next question. A ball of mass 4 kg having charge 2 microcoulomb. This is a 4 kg mass, 2 microcoulomb charge. Is dropped from rest from top of a very high tower. बहुत ही हाई टावर से ड्रॉप कर दिया गया, तो सर्टेनली यहाँ पर G एक्ट करेगा, दैट इज फोर्स ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी mg, एंड इन हॉरिजॉन्टल डायरेक्शन force is electric field, but electric field is not uniform, it is variable. There exists electric field in the horizontal direction away from tower, which varies as this. Find the maximum horizontal distance in meter the ball can go from the tower. So, consider this as x, consider this as y. So, m vx dvx by dx. This is a mass into acceleration. This is equal to QE. So, force is equal to mass into acceleration. So, Vx dVx is equal to QE dx. So, initially Vx is 0. When it has to go at maximum distance, certainly Vx will be 0 also. So, 0 to x max. And you know Q by m is constant. So, E dx 0 to x max is equal to 0 rakho. And you will reach the right answer. So, E is given. So, E dx easily can be calculated. So, the answer is 10. This is a maximum value of x. So, let's move to the next question. This is the current through the leg CD as shown in the figure is n into this. Find the value of n. So, we have to calculate current here. This is I. So, again we will use Kirchhoff first law. Consider this voltage as n. So, certainly its voltage will be n, and this is a 3.8 volt and this is a 0 volt. So, we will write this current I1, this is a I2, this is a I3. So, I1 is equal to I plus I2. So, I1 3.8 minus n divided by 1 is equal to I plus I2. N minus 0 divided by 12. This is a one equation, and at this node we will apply I3 plus I is equal to, tell it I4, that is 3.8 minus n by 4 plus I is equal to I4 will be n minus 0 divide by 4. Just solve the two equations. You will get the value of I as well as value of the n. मैं आपको बता दूं n की वैल्यू 3 आएगी, मैंने सॉल्व किया है. So I hope this session is good for you and it will be very helpful because we have discussed about some good problems and very crucial technique which can be used to solve such problems. Now I will welcome Sir Sunny sir, please welcome. और आइए अब आप चारे संभालिए.
Thank you.
Hope.
Hello students, I hope you enjoyed the test on 20th of July. Today we will be discussing the mathematics part. Okay, so again there will be two sections. Section A will consist of 20 single option correct questions and section 2 will consist of 5 numerical based questions. Okay, let's start. In question 1, a right circular cone is inscribed in a sphere of radius 9 centimeter. And then we have to find the maximum volume of the cone. Okay, so the question is very simple. Let's take a sphere of radius 9 centimeter and say the sphere radius is r. In general, we can say it. A cone, right circular cone, is inscribed in this sphere. Say height of this cone is h and radius, base radius is r. So here you can see this radius is capital R. Say capital R is the radius of sphere. This total height from the center of the sphere will be h minus r, total height of the cone minus radius of the sphere. This is radius of the sphere. This base will be r. Applying Pythagoras, we will get a relation between small r, capital R and h. So applying Pythagoras, we will say r square will be equal to small r square plus h minus r whole square. I think from there we will get the value of small r square and that will be 2hr minus h square. Okay, it's very simple. And we have to maximize the volume of this cone. Now what is the volume of the cone? V will be equal to pi by 3 r square h. Now we got r square in terms of height of the cone. So replacing this value of r square here, we will get volume is equal to pi by 3 into 2h r minus h square multiplied by h. Or simply we got a relation that volume is pi by 3 into 2r h square minus h cube. Now differentiating both the sides, we can get maximum value of volume according to r. So dv by dh, to maximize this volume, we get dv by dh should be 0. So from here we will get that 4r is equal to 3h or h is equal to 0. So obviously you can check from d2 v by dh2 from second derivative that h must be 4r by 3 for this volume to be maximum. So replacing h is equal to 4r by 3 in this equation in place of volume, so you will get maximum volume. So simply on calculating, you can find the maximum volume can be 288 pi centimeter cube. Okay, let's move on the answer, and it is 288 pi centimeter cube. Okay, next question. We have to find limit of this sum. Okay, so let us write the general term of this sequence of this series. So we have to find limit n tends to infinity summation, I think it is r square divided by n cube plus r square. R moves from 1 to n. Okay. So this question is based on squeeze play, or you can say sandwich theorem. Simply we have to write that 1 upon n cube plus r square will be greater than or equal to 1 divided by n cube plus n square. When r will take the maximum value, this overall will be minimum. So its minimum value will be this. I mean, this will be greater than or equal to this for every r between 1 to n. Similarly, this will be smaller than or equal to 1 upon n cube plus 1. You can put the minimum value of r to maximize this. Now multiplying all these by r square, and r square is a positive quantity, so inequalities will remain same. So you can say r square divided by n cube plus n square is less than or equal to r square divided by n cube plus r square, and this is smaller than or equal to r square divided by n cube plus 1. Now you can apply summation, and from left and right you can feel this will be n into n plus 1 divided by n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6, and this is a constant term. Similarly here it will be n into n plus 1 2n plus 1 divided by 6, and when you will apply limit n tends to infinity, both the sides will become 1 by 3. So this limiting value which we are going to find will be 1 by 3 using sandwich theorem. So option B should be correct option. Let's see. And option 2. This is the answer. Okay. Simply based on sandwich theorem. Now move on to the next question. We have given limit n tends to infinity summation 1 by r square is pi square by 6, and we have to find this sum, this limit. Okay. So if again we write the general term, so we'll see S is equal to limit n tends to infinity summation of 1 upon r plus 1 whole cube. You can see it. This is 1 cube, 2 cube, then 2 cube, 3 cube, so r plus 1 whole cube. Okay, ये नहीं हुआ, अब हो जाएगा. So r is equal to 1 to n. Okay, now let's break this as r plus 1 minus r. तो you can see, अगर हम इसको tr बोलते हैं simply, इस पोर्शन को, इस पे tr पे समीशन लगाना है, we have to apply summation on tr, तो केवल tr ऑब्जर्व कर लेते हैं. Let's observe tr. तो tr is 1 upon r minus 1 upon r plus 1 whole cube. This is tr. Now a minus b whole cube. Apply this, just expand this. So tr will be 1 by r cube minus 1 by r plus 1 whole cube, and the remaining portion will be minus 3 upon r square r plus 1 and plus 3 upon r plus 1 whole square. A minus b whole cube simply. So this portion is, you can calculate easily using telescopic series method of difference. Alternate terms will get cancelled out. Now we have to simplify this only. Okay, if you apply summation here, you will get 1 minus 1 by n plus 1 whole cube. Simply. We have to observe that. So it is minus 3 upon r square r plus 1 plus 3 upon r plus 1 whole square. Now taking LCM, this will be r into r plus 1 whole square, or r square r plus 1 whole square. Now here it will be minus 3 r plus 1 and plus 3 r. You can see this is minus 3 divided by r square into r plus 1 whole square. Again we can break this. This is minus 3 into 1 upon r plus 1 whole square. And you can write here r plus 1 minus r. Again dividing separately, this will be minus 3 into 1 by r minus 1 by r plus 1 whole square. So it will be minus 3 into 1 by r square plus 1 by r plus 1 whole square and minus 2 upon r plus 1. Okay? I think now the question is over, because this portion we can find out easily and then apply the limit. And for this portion, you can see this is equal to this. Now summation 1 by r square is given, that is pi square by 6. Summation 1 by r plus 1 whole square. R starts from 1 to infinity, or you can say 1 to n, and then n tends to infinity. So one term will be missing here, that for R is equal to 0, that 1. So this must be, I think, pi square by 6 minus 1. Again, for this portion, we can break this in telescopic series, that R plus 1 minus R, and then divide further. Okay? I think it's over. You can easily calculate. No, it was not based on definite integration. You must have noticed that syllabus was up to AOD. केवल AOD तक का ही syllabus complete use. Okay, so answer will be 10 minus pi square. Further calculations will be easy. Okay, let's move on the next question. There are three functions, and then a function is defined on the by using these three functions, either maximum of these three or minimum of these three, but in different domains. Okay, so we have to plot only the graph of these three functions, and directly we can answer. No? So the first function is fx is equal to x square. So fx is equal to x square. The second is 1 minus x square. So this value is y is equal to 1, 0,1 point. So 1 minus x square. Then we are saying hx is equal to mod x plus 1. So simple shifting हुई है. ये point आपका 0,1 है. So something, this will be mod x plus 1. If we observe the intersections, then this will intersect y is equal to x square like this. No? These two curves, x square and minus 1 minus x square, two parabolas, they will intersect at x is equal to 1 by root 2 and minus 1 by root 2. Equating both these two, you will get x square, 2x square is 1. So x is equal to 1 by root 2 and x is equal to minus 1 by root 2. That point, minus 1 by root 2, will be approximately something 0.7 and so on. So if we are looking at x greater than or equal to minus 81 by 100 or x less than minus 81 by 100, so that point will be in the left side of their intersection, something here. So this is minus 81 divided by 100. So up to this point, the px will be minimum of these three functions. So minimum of these three functions means this. So up to this point, this is our function. And after minus 81 by 100 or greater than or equal to this, maximum of these three will be our function. So I think it will start from here. And now we have to take only the maximum of these three. So the graph which is above all. So if we observe, we have to find number of points of continuity, discontinuity, and number of points of non-differentiability. So there is only one point where this function px is discontinuous, that is minus 81 by 100. So if we say that m will be equal to 1. Now number of points of non-differentiability. So this point is point of non-differentiability also. Then again there is sharp edge here and one sharp edge here. So two more points other than this. So total there will be 3 points where this function px will be non-differentiable. So n must be equal to 3. So now observing the options, n is 3, m is 1. So 1 is incorrect, 2 is incorrect, 4 is incorrect, and this is the correct option. Let's move on the answer. Obviously, this is the correct option. Okay. I think this is again a good question. Limit n tends to infinity. NC 2025 into alpha by n whole power 2025, and one more term, that is 1 minus alpha by n whole power n minus 2025. Okay. So let's simplify this portion. So one term, that alpha power 2025, that will be constant term here, taking it inside, and opening this or expanding this, this will be n factorial divided by 2025 factorial and n minus 2025 factorial and divided by n power 2025. First observe this portion, and this portion let's solve it in second time. So limit n tends to infinity. So constant term is alpha power 2025 divided by 2025 factorial and limit n tends to infinity. Now divide these two. This will be n minus 1 up to n minus 2026. There are, you can say, total 2025 terms. So dividing these 2025 n's each in this portion. Okay, this will be equally distributed. So now these are finite number of terms. There are only 2025 terms. So if we divide n, or you can say this is something n minus k by n. So this is 1 minus k by n. So if you apply limit n tends to infinity, every bracket will tend to 1. Okay, and finite number of terms are there. तो जब आप 2025 टर्म्स को ही मल्टीप्लाई करोगे, हर कोई 1 को टेंड कर रहा है, नो? तो this will be tending to 1 only, this portion. So this limit is finite, this is a constant term. Now let us solve this remaining portion. If that is also finite, then we can break the limits. Okay, we can apply the limits on every portion individually. So the portion is 1 minus alpha by n power n minus 2025, and this is very simple. This is 1 power infinity form. If n tends to infinity, this will be 1 power infinity form. So this will be e power limit n tending to infinity fx minus 1 into gx. So n minus 2025 into this minus 1. So this will be minus alpha by n. Again, if you apply n tends to infinity, this will be minus e power minus alpha. So final answer must be e power minus alpha, and alpha power 2025 upon 2025 factorial. This constant term was also there in first portion. So this can be written as 1 upon e power alpha also. And this is the answer. Alpha power 2025 divided by e power alpha and 2025 factorial. Okay. Okay, any question, doubt in any question? Okay, Alok. Yeah, n into n plus 1, 2n plus 1 divided by 6. n cube will get cancelled. बिल्कुल yeah. ओके है यहां तक सब ठीक है? ओके, n माइनस 2000. अच्छा, जस्ट पहले वाली टर्म होगी 2025 फैक्टोरियल तक. नंबर ऑफ टर्म्स विल बी फाइनाइट, है ना? ओके, अगेन आई थिंक दिस इज अ स्पेशल क्वेश्चन. ये जिससे हुआ है भाई, इट विल बी वेरी गुड टू अप्रिशिएट यू. ओके, अ फंक्शन इज डिफाइंड इन 1 to 4 and f is such that 1 to 4 maps to R, be a continuous function in 1 to 4 and differentiable on 1 to 4 open interval. f1 is 1, f2 is 5, and f3 is 9, f4 is 17, and it is given that absolute values of f dash x minus 4 plus f triple dash x minus 4 is not 0. That means they are saying that this f dash x is equal to 4 and f triple dash x is equal to 4 does not hold for same x. Okay, good Alok. So ये same x के लिए hold नहीं करेंगे. This is the only condition. Now find the minimum number of roots of this equation. Again, if you factorize this, you will get f dash x minus 4 into f dash x minus f triple dash x minus 4 is equal to 0. You can observe it. When you factorize this, so we have to find minimum number of roots of this equation. This is the equation given. Okay. there are 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 1, 2, 5, 3, 9, and 4, 17. So f dash x is equal to 4. If we apply LMVT here between 1 and 2, so you can see using LMVT there will exist at least one point C1 in between 1 and 2 such that f dash C1 will be fb minus fa upon b minus a, that means 4. So we'll get at least one root from this interval, that 1 to 2. Similarly, if you apply LMVT in this interval 2 to 3, so here also you will get a point C2 such that f dash C2 will be equal to again 9 minus 5 upon 3 minus 2. So that is 4. So there are at least two values C1 and C2 in different intervals. So obviously these values will be different. So at least two values of f dash x is equal to 4 will exist between 1 to 2 and 1 in 2 to 3. If you apply LMVT in 3 to 4, there you will get f dash x is equal to 8. तो f dash x is equal to 4, वहां से हम कुछ ऐसा कमेंट नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो if we say कि minimum values of f dash x is equal to 4 in 1 to 4, so there are two values for this to be 0. Now we have to comment on f triple dash x is equal to 4. ये कब होगा, कितनी बार बोल सकते हैं? तो इसके लिए लेट्स अज्यूम अ फंक्शन hx which is fx minus 2x cube by 3 plus 4x square minus 34x by 3 plus 7. Very simple function, आप easily assume कर सकते हैं. The concept behind assuming this function was that we have to take a cubic polynomial जो इन चारों पॉइंट से पास करे. अगर आप यहां ऑब्जर्व करेंगे, ये जो क्यूबिक है एफ एक्स इज इक्वल टू दिस क्यूबिक अगर करेंगे तो दिस क्यूबिक पासिस थ्रू ऑल दीज 4 पॉइंट्स. ओके, सो इज मतलब ए बी सी डी देयर आर 4 अननोन्स एंड यू कैन अप्लाई the condition that this polynomial cubic polynomial passes through these 4 points 1 1 2 5 3 9 4 17. So you'll get 4 equations, you'll get the value of a b c d. So now if we say that this cubic will pass through these 4 points, then you can calculate h of 1 will be 0, h of 2 will be 0, h of 3 will be 0 and h of 4 will be 0. Okay. Now in the interval 1 to 2 you can say कि sir we can apply Rolle's theorem that h dash alpha 1 must be 0. In the interval 1 to 2 there will exist at least one alpha 1. No? Again in 2 to 3 applying Rolle's theorem we'll get h dash alpha 2 is 0. In 3 to 4 there will be a point where h dash alpha 3 is 0. Again between alpha 1 and alpha 2 we can say that h double dash beta 1 will be 0. There will exist a point beta 1. Again applying Rolle's theorem here we will say h double dash beta 2 is 0, and by applying Rolle's theorem between beta 1 and beta 2 you can say कि sir h triple dash gamma must be 0 for at least one gamma between beta 1 and beta 2, or you can say between 1 to 4. This is for sure. No? Now what is h triple dash gamma? So this will be f triple dash gamma and minus this will be 4. Okay, so we got one root of f triple dash x minus 4 is equal to 0. Well, at least one root for this equation will be there. So total we got 3 roots, 2 for this and 1 for this f triple dash x minus 4. So answer must be 3. Yeah, it is 3. Okay. Now move on to next question. Okay. There are two functions fx and gx. Both are taking same value on x is equal to 0. This is taking f of 0 is 4, g of 0 is 4. And a condition is given that a into 3a minus 2b is negative. Now we have to comment for this hx is equal to fx minus gx. H of 2 greater than 2h of 1. We have to compare the values of hx. And hx is fx minus gx. So simply subtracting fx and gx, we will get hx is equal to, this will be x power 4 divided by 12. And in the cubic, we'll see 3a minus b divided by 6x cube. And plus b square plus 1 x square by 2. I think this will be hx. Very simple. So if you calculate h double dash x, that will be x square plus 3a minus b x and plus b square plus b plus 1. This is h double dash x. Now if we see the discriminant of this quadratic, that will be 3a minus b whole square minus 4b square plus b plus 1. And this is 9a square minus 6ab plus b square को वहाँ ले जाते हैं तो that will be minus 3b square plus 4b plus 4. ये आ जाएगा. ओके, सो यहाँ पे अगर आप देखो ये जो क्वाड्रेटिक है b में, roots of this quadratic are non-real and coefficient of b square is 3. So this quadratic in the bracket will always be positive. So this portion will be negative. Taking 3a common from here, this is 3a into 3a minus 2b. So this portion is already given as negative. The condition there, you can see it. So discriminant of this h double dash x is always negative. So if the discriminant of this quadratic is negative, a coefficient of x square is positive, so this quadratic is always positive. So we can comment that h double dash x is always greater than 0. Okay? अब h double dash x always greater than or equal to 0 है, that means that is convex. If second derivative is negative. So if we take any 2 points alpha and beta on this curve, so you can see h of alpha plus beta by 2 will be smaller than or equal to, okay, not equal to, h of alpha plus h of beta by 2, because वहां पे अगर आप देखें तो सेकेंड डेरिवेटिव आपका पॉजिटिव था. ओके, तो फॉर टू डिफरेंट पॉइंट्स दिस इनइक्वलिटी विल होल्ड. राइट, सो अगर हम यहां पे देखें h of 0 0 था आपका, बिकॉज f of 0 g of 0 वर सेम, और डायरेक्टली hx यहां पे आपको दिख रहा है h of 0 is 0. So if we put alpha is equal to 2 and beta is equal to 0, so you can compare the values of h of 2 and h of 0. Or if you put, oh sorry, h of 1, so this will be h of 1 smaller than h of 2 and h of 0 is 0 by 2. So h of 2 is greater than 2h1. Put alpha is equal to 2, beta is equal to minus 2. This will be h of 0 smaller than h of 2 plus h of minus 2 divided by 2, and this is 0 only. So h of 2 is greater than minus h of minus 2. Okay, so h of 2 is greater than 2h of 1 and h of 2 is greater than minus h of minus 2. So this is the option, and next is this. Okay. So statement 1 and 3 are true. Yeah, statement 1 and 3 are true. So first is the answer. Bilkul Alok. Okay, question number 58. Let fx be a non-zero twice differentiable function such that none of its derivative is 0 for any x. If fx, f dash x and f double dash x are in GP. So if they are in GP, that means f dash x whole square is equal to fx into f double dash x. Yeah, ये simply है ना. So यहाँ से अगर हम एक चीज ऑब्जर्व करें, this is nothing but fx into f double dash x minus f dash x whole square is 0. Now dividing this by fx whole square, So you can feel that it is derivative of f dash x divided by fx, and this is given as 0. Okay? So if derivative of some function is 0, then that means that function is constant. So we can write f dash x upon fx is k, or f dash x is equal to kfx. Now f dash 0 is -1, f double dash 0 is 1. So if we put these value in the first equation, we'll get f of 0 is also 1. So f of 0 is also 1, then you can calculate the value of k by putting x is equal to 0 here. So k will be equal to -1. Now the question is over, simple. F dash x, we got f dash x is equal to minus fx. Now integrating both the sides, f dash x upon fx is equal to -1. So multiplying by dx and integrating. So ln of fx will be minus x plus some constant. Again, this constant term will be 0 because we know f of 0 is 1. So by putting x is equal to 0, this expression will be 0, this will be 0, so c must be 0. So fx can be plus minus e power minus x, but f dash 0 is 1. So in that case, and f dash 0 is -1. So in that case, minus sign will be discarded. So fx is e power minus x. So based on this, there were some options like fx is smaller than 1 for all x belongs to R. So e power x is smaller than, e power minus x is smaller than 1 for all x belongs to R. Not possible. Fx is an increasing function. No, e power minus x is decreasing function. Now there are two options which are based on f of integer and f of greatest integer square. Okay, we have to find number of points of discontinuity of this. So this is product of two functions. So this will be e power minus integer of x. Wait, e power minus integer of x. हमने बस f में x की जगह integer x put किया है. तो this into sine of pi x by 2. So -3 to 3 open interval में we have to comment at how many points this function is discontinuous. Now the function will be discontinuous due to this portion only, and this will be discontinuous whenever x crosses some integer. So from -3 to 3, x will x is equal to -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. X will cross these 5 integers in this interval. So at these 5 points, this portion will be discontinuous. But we can observe that this sine pi x by 2, this portion will become 0 whenever x is even multiple of or even integer. So at x is equal to -2, 0 and 2, this portion will become 0, which will make overall function continuous. So there are only 2 points where this gx is discontinuous, at x is equal to -1 and x is equal to 1. Similarly, you can solve f of greatest integer of x square. So this is only f of greatest integer of x square. So in this, the function will be e power minus greatest integer of x square. So again, this will be discontinuous whenever x square crosses some integer. So when x belongs to -3 to 3, okay, this function is even function. So we can only observe on the right hand side and similarly comment on the left hand side of the y-axis. So if we move from 0 to 3, then x square will cross 1, 2, 3 up to 8. Because x belongs to 0 to 3, that means x square will move from 0 to 9. So x square will cross these 8 integers. So this function will be discontinuous at 8 points. X is equal to √1, x is equal to √2, √3 and so on. Similarly, 8 points will be on the left side of y-axis. Now at x is equal to 0, this x square does not cross the integral level. In the left side or in the right side, that will approach to 0. So the function will be continuous at x is equal to 0. So there are only 16 points where the function is discontinuous. Okay, the option was given 17, option 3 is correct. Okay. Okay. Next question, this is very easy question. cosecant inverse plus secant inverse is equal to pi. So we can take secant inverse on the right side and we can write cosecant inverse x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to secant inverse. Now if you write pi minus secant inverse x, that will be secant inverse of minus x. So this will be secant inverse of x square plus 1 upon 1 minus x square. There will be a change of minus sign. Okay. Now if we can directly observe that whenever x is greater than 1 or magnitude of x is greater than 1, so this portion will be negative. So secant inverse will give the output from pi by 2 to pi, but this portion is always positive. So cosecant inverse will give the answer in first quadrant, that 0 to pi by 2. So these two will not match if x square is greater than 1. So x square must be smaller than 1. Now easily we can say that cosecant inverse this can be written as sine inverse x square divided by x square plus 1. Just we have to keep in mind the one thing, that x is not equal to 0, because here x is equal to 0 was not in the domain, and when you do this step, so x is equal to 0 is the answer of this step. You can feel it. So we have to note that x is not equal to 0, which was not in the domain of the original question. Okay. So now cos inverse something is equal to sine inverse something. Taking cos on the both sides, you will get 1 minus x square divided by x square plus 1 whole square is equal to 1 minus x square divided by 1 plus x square whole square. Well, this will be root of 1 minus sin square theta, उस टाइप से लिख सकते हैं. तो यहाँ से जब आप सोल्व करते हो तो you'll get three values, that is x is equal to 0 and plus or minus 2. Now 0 is already discarded because 0 was not in the domain of the original question, and 2 or minus 2 are again discarded because x should be, or magnitude of x should be smaller than 1. Okay, Rakesh. So again the number of solutions is 0. Okay, a long sheet of paper having the rectangular shape ABCD dash. Okay, the question is I think clear to you. किया क्या है कि यहाँ से एक rectangular sheet है, there is a rectangular sheet, and we have taken 2 points E and F on these two sides and folded this paper along EF such that this D dash point comes on AB and become D. तो simply आप यहाँ पे इस एंगल को थीटा बोल दीजिए. So this angle is theta. If we have folded this paper, so you can feel this angle is also theta. Right? Just it is, we have flipped this portion. So both angles will be theta. So this angle will be pi minus 2 theta because this is a single line. Okay, if this angle is 90 degree at D dash, so this angle is also 90 degree. So let's assume this ED dash portion as x. So this will be a minus x if side length of this AD dash is given as a. If this is x, then this ED length will also be x. Now in this right angle triangle FDE, the base is x, this angle is theta, so this must be x tan theta, FD. So we can calculate area directly. This is a right angle triangle, so half into x square tan theta. This will be the area of triangle EDF, right? Now can we calculate some relation between x and theta also, because there are two unknowns, x and theta. So from here you can see a minus x divided by x in this right angle triangle EAD, a minus x divided by x, this will be cos pi minus 2 theta or minus cos 2 theta directly. Cos of pi minus 2 theta, that is minus cos 2 theta. So from here we can get the value of x, and x will be equal to a upon 1 minus cos 2 theta, and that is nothing but a upon 2 sine square theta. Okay. Now replacing the value of x in area, we will get a function of theta in which only denominator will exist in terms of theta. So you can see this will be 1 by 8 a square divided by this sine square, so sine power sine cube theta cos theta. You can see this. This will be the denominator in form of theta. Now maximize this to minimize complete area. So if you use derivative also, theta will come out to be pi by 3. And at that theta is equal to pi by 3, the maximum area I think it comes out to be 2a square by root 3 I think. This is calculation part, you can do it. Okay. So pi by 3 pe this area will be minimum. The answer is correct. At x is theta is equal to pi by 3, the area will be minimum. Okay, next question. This is very simple question. There is a function and this is strictly increasing in 0 to 2, and then again a function gx is defined using a, and that is strictly decreasing in b to c. So we have to find a, b, c. Okay, now differentiate this. F dash x will be 2 by x minus 2x plus a. Okay, now whenever you increase the x, this overall portion will decrease. This overall will be decreasing, f dash x is decreasing, and we are saying कि भाई fx जो है वो 0 से 2 में केवल increase करेगा. That means this is positive between 0 and 2 only. So if this is decreasing, then x at x is equal to 2, this will enter into negative portion. After that, f dash x will be negative. Okay, so at x is equal to 2, this must be 0. So putting x is equal to 2, we will get a is equal to 3. x को 2 put कर दीजिए, a 3 आ जाएगा. Now if we get a, so gx can easily be written as x minus 1 whole cube into x minus 3 whole square. Now differentiating this and calculating the interval where gx decreases. Okay, so g dash x will I think come out to be 3 into x minus 1 whole square, x minus 3 whole square, and plus 2 into x minus 1 whole cube, x minus 3 इस टाइप से. So taking x minus 1 whole square and x minus 3 common, you will find again a linear factor other than that, and using Wavey's curve you can find where this g dash x is negative. I mean you can calculate on which interval this function decreases. So from there we'll get b and c. I think it is 22 is the answer. A is 3, C is also 3 I think, and B is 11 by 5. So 22 is the answer. Okay. Okay, we have to find the range of this function. This is very basic question. Normally we do this question in 11th also. So y is equal to 6 minus x upon x square minus 5x plus 6, linear by quadratic. We have to cross multiply this quadratic in the left hand side. So we'll get yx square minus 5xy plus 6y is equal to 6 minus x. Form a quadratic in x, that will be y into x square plus 1 minus 5y into x and plus 6y minus 6 is equal to 0. Now we can use d greater than or equal to 0. Simply we can find the range. It will be something minus 7 plus 2 root 3 to minus 2 root 3 to minus 7 plus 2 root 3, something like this. So we can calculate alpha beta and then adding and squaring and then adding. So I think it will be 194. Yeah, it is correct answer. This is basic concept. Okay. Okay, we have to find the interval where this function increases. Again, this is very simple question, mains level, simple. So 1 minus 1 upon x plus 1, derivative of this function, and here we'll use product rule, that minus x upon x plus 1 and minus ln of x plus 1. So this will get cancelled out, everything. This is 1 minus 1. So f dash x is simply minus ln of x plus 1. So we have to find that on which interval this function increases. So that means this is negative because it already has a minus sign. So whenever when this will be negative, the function will decrease. So this will be base is natural base e. So whenever x plus 1 lies between 0 to 1, so this will give a negative output. The overall will be positive. The function will increase. So x belongs to minus 1 to 0. Okay. So minus 1 to 0. Okay. Consider two graphs of the following two functions fx and gx. We have to find f of gx is discontinuous or g of fx is discontinuous. We have to check the points of discontinuities of f of gx and g of fx. So either we find the composite function f of gx and g of fx, or directly we can say by f of gx will be discontinuous. देखो fx is discontinuous at x is equal to 0. So the chances that f of gx is discontinuous will be at that point where gx is 0, or gx itself is discontinuous at some point. So we can only check at those points. So when gx is 0, so gx is 0 at x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. So in दो point पे gx 0 हो रहा है. So at x is equal to 1 or x is equal to 3 और लिख लेते हैं, because at x is equal to 3 gx is discontinuous. Okay, we have to check two cases, that when gx is 0 or gx itself is discontinuous. So x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2, gx is 0, and x is equal to 3, gx is discontinuous. So at x is equal to 1, the left hand, when x approaches to 1 from left or right, this gx approaches to 0 from right hand side. Okay, whenever gx approaches to 0 from right hand side only, then f of gx is continuous. It will attain -1. It will approach to -1. So x is equal to 1 is not a point of discontinuity. x is equal to 1 पे continuous रहेगा function. तो x is equal to 2 पे बात करें तो gx crosses x axis. So from left side of x is equal to 2, gx is positive, approaches to 0 from positive side. So that means from left hand side of x is equal to 2, if input approaches from right hand side to 0, the function f will attain -1. And if x approaches from right hand side, x is equal to 2 को right hand side से approach करेगा, तो in that case gx approaches 0 from negative side. So gx approaches 0 from negative side, the output will approach to 1. So x is equal to 2 is point of discontinuity. This is point of discontinuity. Now similarly x is equal to 3 पे बात कर लेते हैं भाई. So x is equal to 3, again gx is discontinuous, but we have to check overall f of gx. जब x 3 के right से approach करेगा, when x approaches from 3 positive, then gx approaches to 0 from right hand side, and gx approaches to 0 from right hand side, so this output will be approaching to -1. So right hand limit -1 आ गई. Similarly from left hand of 3, so gx approaches to -2 level from positive side. So gx approaches, so input approaches -2 from positive side. So if you approach from positive side to -2, this output will be again -1. So from both the sides, this overall function is approaching to -1. So and at x is equal to 3, if we say at x is equal to 3, gx is -2. So -2 पे again the value will be -1. So LHL, RHL function की values, everything is same. So this is continuous, so this is not discontinuous. So only one point we got, that x is equal to 2. Similarly, we can calculate for g of fx. So from these points, so second answer is correct for now. Let's move. Yeah, answer 2 is correct. Okay. Okay, this is again a good question. There is a function which takes -1 at -pi/2, 0 at 0, pi/2 at 1. So we have to comment on f double dash x. So if we see, this is something you can feel like sin x, that at -pi/2 sin x also attains -1, 0 पे 0, pi/2 पे 1. So let's assume a function hx which is fx minus sin x. Now you can see that h of -pi/2 is 0, h of 0 is 0, and h of pi/2 is also 0. So we can apply Rolle's theorem between these 2 points, -pi/2 to 0. So we can say there will exist at least one point C1 such that h dash C1 will be 0. Similarly here we can say h dash C2 will be 0. And again by applying Rolle's theorem, we can say h dash C must be 0 between C1 and C2. I mean between -pi/2 to pi/2 open interval. Now what is h double dash? So what is H double dash C? That is F double dash C and plus sin X. So this must be 0. तो sin C लिखेंगे इसको. So F double dash C will be minus sin C for at least one C between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay. So from here we can comment that absolute value of F double dash C will be smaller than 1 for at least one x between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, because F double dash C is minus sin of C. So its magnitude will be smaller than 1 in minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 open interval. So all these three options will be incorrect. Answer is 4. 4 is the correct answer. Okay, now there is a cubic and we have to find a relation between A, B, C, D such that fx is always 1, 1 function. So cubic is 1, 1. That means this is monotonic, either always increasing or always decreasing, strictly increasing or decreasing. Now A is positive. So f dash x will be 3ax square plus 2bx plus c plus d cos x. There is one more term of sin x. Okay. Now A is positive. That means this quadratic can never be negative for all real x. This can never be negative for all real x. So if we want that fx is either always positive or always negative, then we have to say that fx is always positive. Okay. It cannot be negative always. So this is always positive. That means 3ax square plus 2bx plus c must be greater than or equal to absolute value of this. इसके एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू से ज्यादा कर देंगे तो cos x जब मिनिमम -1 भी बनाने की कोशिश करेगा और 1 होगा, मतलब माइनस मोड डी इसकी मिनिमम वैल्यू आएगी, नहीं तो हम उससे भी मोड डी से ज्यादा कर देते हैं इसको. तो दिस इज ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव, वी कैन से इट. सो ये हमें करना है ऑलवेज ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 0. तो अगेन एक क्वाड्रेटिक आ गई, तो प्लस सी माइनस मोड डी इज ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू 0. तो ये फॉर ऑल रियल एक्स कब होल्ड करेगा, जब इसका डी लेस देन और इक्वल टू 0 होगा. सो डी नेगेटिव कर दीजिए, विल गेट द आंसर. ओके, सो आंसर मस्ट बी ए. पैटर्न वही है, सिंपल कैलकुलेशन है. Okay, A is one is the answer. Now this is usual question. F of x plus p is given in terms of fx for all x belongs to R. Then find period of f. So obviously we can calculate f of x plus 2p, then f of x plus 3p, f of x plus 4p. So simply f of x plus 4p comes out to be fx. I think this is basic calculation only, nothing else. Okay. So 4p is answer actually. F of x plus 2p, f of x नहीं आएगा, तो f of x plus 4p वापस fx आ जाता है, तो that means period of this function is 4p. Correct. Okay, this is again simple set theory question. There are in different categories 72 medals in athletics, 24 in weightlifting and 34 in swimming are given. If these medals are given to a total of 90 persons, so say A, B, C assume कर लेते हैं sets को. So number of elements in A union B union C is given as 90, and this must be number of elements in A plus number of elements in B plus number of elements in C minus number of elements in A intersection B, B intersection C. तो उसको summation से apply कर observe कर लिए, मतलब both all the three cases will be in this summation, and then plus number of elements which are common to all. So 8 persons got medals in all the three sports, so plus 8. So if we calculate summation number of elements in A intersection B, B intersection C, C intersection A, I think this will be 80, so 50 are, I think. So this is 50. But if we feel, or if we look into Venn diagram, A इंटरसेक्शन B, B इंटरसेक्शन C, C इंटरसेक्शन A, 3 बार हमने इसको ऐड किया है, तो दिस कॉमन पोर्शन ये 3 बार ऐड हुआ है। और जो क्वेश्चन पूछा है, द क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड देन हाउ मेनी रिसीव्ड मेडल्स इन एग्जैक्टली 2 ऑफ these स्पोर्ट्स, तो वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट दिस पोर्शन exactly of 2 sports. So from this total we will calculate this portion 3 times, that means 8 into 3, 24 subtract कर दीजिए, we'll get 15 minus 24 is 26, तो 1 must be the answer, 1 is the answer. Okay, cos inverse fractional part of 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square, gx is fractional part of fx. So okay, तो जैसे हम इसका ग्राफ बनाएंगे, using graph we can directly comment on the all the 4 options. So cos inverse fx is equal to cos inverse fractional part of 1 minus x square divided by 1 plus x square. Now you can calculate the range of 1 minus x square by 1 plus x square also. So whenever x square is smaller than 1, this input is always positive. So this input is positive, that means, and this input will always smaller than 1, will always be smaller than 1 whenever x square is smaller than 1. So you can see that fractional part of this quantity will be equal to this quantity only whenever a quantity lies between 0 to 1. So fractional part of x is equal to x whenever x lies between 0 to 1. So okay, taking cases, let us define fx in different segments. Whenever x is equal to 0, okay, this is even function again, and if this is even, we can find the graph on the positive side of y-axis, okay, then again we can add the reflection about the y-axis. So at x is equal to 0, this is 1, so fractional part of 1 will be 0, so cos inverse 0, that is pi by 2. Similarly, whenever x lies between 0 to 1, this will be cos inverse 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square only. Putting x is equal to tan theta, we will get this is 2 tan inverse x. Okay, in fact at x is equal to 1 also we can comment this. Now if x is greater than 1, if x is greater than 1, this will be cos inverse with this quantity will be negative and between minus 1 to 0. So whenever some input is between minus 1 to 0, so fractional part of that quantity will be 1 plus something, 1 plus x. So we have to just add 1. So this will be cos inverse 2 upon 1 plus x square. So केवल हम y axis है उसके right में ग्राफ बना लेते हैं. Just plot the graph on the y axis and right, and then add the image of the graph about y axis. So you can feel at x is equal to 0, it is pi by 2. Then between 0 to 1, it is 2 tan inverse x. So 2 tan inverse x. So at x is equal to 0, this is open circle. Now 2 tan inverse x is something like this. Now after that, it will be cos inverse 2 by x square. Now whenever we will increase x, this overall will be decreasing. Whenever x is greater than 1 and we move from x is equal to 1 to infinity, this overall input will decrease. So cos inverse will increase because cos inverse is again decreasing function. So cos inverse will increase at x is equal to 1. You can see the value will be cos inverse 1, that is 0, that will tend to 0 in fact from x right hand side of x is equal to 1. Now this function will always increase till you put x is equal to x tends to infinity. So this will be cos inverse 0 at x tends to infinity, that is pi by 2. So or you can say that this will be, the graph will be below the line y is equal to pi by 2, something like this. Now take the reflection. So in the left side the graph will be like this, and then again something like this. So this is graph of y is equal to fx. Okay, now fx is equal to 1. We have to, okay, incorrect statements. We have to comment on incorrect statements. Number of real solutions of fx is equal to 1 is 4. Now fx is equal to 1 will be a line just below y is equal to pi by 2, which will cut the graph at 4 points. So the option 3 is correct. gx is okay. Now we have to solve for gx. Gx is fractional part of fx. Okay, इसी में ग्राफ बना लेते हैं भाई. gx is fractional part of fx, so we have to just apply fractional part. So at x is equal to 0, fx pi by 2 है ना, 1.57 अप्रोक्स. सो जैसे ही फ्रैक्शनल पार्ट अप्लाई करोगे ये 1 यूनिट नीचे आ जाएगा, नहीं, x माइनस 1 हो जाएगा. दिस विल बी 1 माइनस pi by 2 minus 1. Similarly, whenever fx will lie between 0 to 1, this level is 1. So this level is y is equal to 1. Whenever fx is below this level, so fractional part will remain same like fx. Okay. So fractional part of fx means gx will be this. Okay. In this part, it will be this only. Whenever fx lies between 0 to 1, fractional part of fx will be fx only. Now, in the other regions, whenever fx is greater than 1, it lies between 1 to 2, because maximum value it can attain is pi by 2. So, whenever fx is between 1 to 2, fractional part of fx will be fx minus 1. So, just shift the graph 1 unit down. So, this will be something like, okay, this will be open circle here. I think this will be like this. This level is pi by 2 minus 1. Okay. And same यहाँ पे अगर हम बात करें, sorry, this will be this. This level is again pi by 2 minus 1, and again reflecting it. This will be something gx. Now if we take this level is pi by 2 minus 1, so that is approximately 0.57. So gx is equal to half is actually below this level, pi by 2 minus 1. So gx is equal to half means that x y is equal to half will cut at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at 8 points. So second statement is also correct. Gx is not differentiable at x is equal to 0. Obviously this is discontinuous, so non-differentiable. Total number of points where gx is not continuous is 6. So discontinuity के point अगर हम check करें, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 points where gx is discontinuous. So statement 1 is incorrect. Okay. Yeah, statement 1 is incorrect. Okay, we have to find the shortest length of chord intercepted on normal to the curve this. So this is a parabola which is x minus 1 whole square is equal to 4 into y minus, I think, 2. So this is a parabola. So shortest chord intercepted on a normal. So if we shift the parabola and take y square is equal to 4x, rotate and shift this parabola because length of lattice rectum is same. So geometry will not change. If we can say length of shortest length of chord intercepted on normal on this parabola is alpha, then here also you can say the value will be alpha only, the minimum value of this length, right? Because when you shift the curve or rotate the curve, the geometry will not change. So here you can feel that calculation is a little more difficult, but here this question can be easily solved. So taking a general point, a is equal to 1, so t square comma 2t or t1 you can say. If this is normal, this point will be t2 square comma 2t2. There is a condition that t2 will be minus t1 minus 2 by t1. We know the relation between t1 and t2. By substituting the value of t2 here and applying distance formula, the distance will generate in form of t1. So by differentiation, we can easily calculate the minimum value of that length. Okay. So I think 6 root 3 will be the answer, root of 108. 6 root 3. So this is basic simple question. Just you have, आपको करना क्या है कि इसकी जगह y square is equal to 4x भी ले लोगे, 4x, तो तब भी geometry will remain same. Okay, now second part, numerical based questions. तो अगेन यहाँ पे आपको डाटा थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट लग रहा होगा, तो वी कैन डू वन थिंग, दैट पुट x minus 2023 is equal to t. No? So this will be t into t minus 2 divided by t minus 1 into t minus 3, and which is equal to ln of t. We have to solve this equation now. So if number of solutions of this equation are 2, then number of values of x will be 2 also. But x is t plus 2023. So we have to solve only this question, this equation. So if we observe the LHS of this equation, left hand side, so this is by derivative, you can see this is always decreasing. Its derivative is always negative. So we have to plot the graph. So let's take t is equal to 1, t is equal to 3, and here a level y is equal to 1. Because at infinity and minus infinity, this expression will approach to 1. That's why we have plotted y is equal to 1. Now from minus infinity, if we observe, it will start from y is equal to 1, just below from y is equal to 1, and it will decrease throughout. At t is equal to 1, or in the left side of t is equal to 1, you can see this will approach to minus infinity. From the right side of t is equal to 1, this will start from t is equal to infinity and then will always decrease like this. From in the left hand side of t is equal to 3, it will be minus infinity. And again from this, from right hand side of t is equal to 3, this will start decreasing up to infinity and will take approximately the value 1, just above 1. Now if we plot the graph of ln2, so this will be, the graph will be from here. This is y-axis, t is equal to 0. The ln t will start from here, will intersect the graph at 3 points, 1, 2, 3. So there will be 3 solutions of this equation. Similarly, we can comment that there will be 3 different values of x which satisfy the above equation. 3 is the answer. Okay, next, simple functional equation. F of xy is equal to fx into fy. F dash 1 is given as 3. So let's put x equal to, x and y equal to 1. So we'll get f of 1 is f square 1. So there are 2 possibilities, either f of 1 is 0 or f of 1 is 1. Now if f of 1 is 0, so put y is equal to 1, this right hand side will become 0. So that means fx is always 0. So if fx is always 0, then how f dash 1 is 3? So there is a contradiction. So f1 is not 0. It cannot be 0. So f1 is always 1. So f1 is 1. Now with respect to y, we can partially differentiate this equation. So this will be f dash xy into x is equal to fx into f dash y. Now put y is equal to 1. This will be f dash x into x is equal to fx into 3. Now integrating, we can get fx is equal to plus minus x cube, because this will be ln mod fx and there it will be 3 ln mod x or ln x cube, plus c. F of 1 is 1, so plus c will be 0. So fx will be plus minus x cube. Now if we see that f dash 1 is 3, so at x is equal to 1, fx cannot be minus x cube. So there are 2 possibilities. Either fx is x cube for all x belongs to R. So this can be our function which satisfies the above functional equation, or fx is equal to minus x cube when x is negative and x cube whenever x is greater than or equal to 0. This is one more possibility, because minus x cube satisfies this functional equation in negative side. Okay, so you can also write this. I think it's okay. There are two possibilities of fx. Okay, there are two possibilities. Two possible functions are there. Now 73 question. This is saying there are two sets A and B. From A to B, a function is formed such that whenever x minus y mod is 4, the difference is 4 between x and y, then fx is not equal to fy. So this is 1, 2, 3 up to 10. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let us check out these possibilities. Now if x is 1, y can be 5, or if x is 5, y can be 9. There is one portion 1, 5, 9. अगर हम यहाँ से कोई भी x आप पिक करते हो तो ये डिफरेंस वाली कंडीशन पेयर में सेटिस्फाई कर जाएगी, डिफरेंस वाला. अगेन इफ यू मूव टू x इज इक्वल टू 2, 6, 10, एक ट्रिपलेट ये होगा, एक पेयर होगा आपका 3,7 एंड देयर विल बी वन पेयर मोर दैट विल बी 4,8. ओके. So whenever x minus y is 5, mod of x minus y is 4, so fx is not equal to fy. So if we see from here 1, 5, 9, these must match on different values. Okay. 1 और 4 पे सेम वैल्यू नहीं, 1 और 5 पे सेम वैल्यू नहीं होगी, 5 और 9 पे सेम वैल्यू नहीं होगी, नहीं. सो अगर हम इनको सिंपली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करें, सो जस्ट वी हैव टू अरेंज 1, 5, 9 on different values. So this will be, the number of ways will be 3 factorial. Simply for 2, 6, 10, just we have to arrange 2, 6, 10, okay, on different 3 values. So 3 factorial. For 3 and 7, 3 can go to 3 places and 7 will go to 2 places other than the place where 3 mapped. So again this will be 3 into 2 means 6. For this again 6. So this is 6 power 4. I think you can easily calculate this. Right? 2196. So 1296. So this is the answer. Again, very simple. We have to integrate first. So this is a simple integration, x plus 1 whole power t from 0 to 1. With respect to x, we have to integrate. So this will be x plus 1 power t plus 1 divided by t plus 1. And this is from 0 to 1. So this will be 2 power t plus 1 minus 1 divided by t plus 1. So this is the expression within the bracket. So we have to solve limit x, t tending to 0, 2 power t plus 1 minus 1 upon t plus 1 whole power, this power 1 by t. We have to calculate this. So when t tends to 0, this is 1 power infinity form. So we can see that this will be e power limit t tending to 0, 2 power t plus 1 minus t minus 2 divided by, I think, t plus 1 and t. E power gx into fx minus 1, simple. So now this is 0 by 0 form. Apply L'Hopital. So this will be e power limit t tending to 0, 2 power t plus 1 ln 2 minus 1 divided by 2t plus 1. Now if t is 0, this will be e power 2 ln 2 minus 1, or e power ln, I think this will be 4 and by e you can write e power ln 4 by e, or this is simply 4 by e. So if this is alpha by e, then alpha is obviously 4. Okay. Answer is 4. Now move on to next question, last question for today. Okay. There is a set A and we have to define a relation R from A to A such that R is 1, 1 but not on 2. It should be 1, 1 but not on 2, and obviously x, comma x does not belong to this relation. So number of such non-empty relations R is equal to. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what can happen that only one pair is there. I mean one element of this set maps to one element of this set. Okay, so मतलब नॉन एम्प्टी रिलेशन चाहिए हमें, तो एटलीस्ट वन मैपिंग मस्ट बी देयर, एंड दिस इज अ रिलेशन नॉट अ फंक्शन, सो एग्जैक्टली वन कैन बी मैप्ड टू अदर सेट. So if only one element from set A maps to set B, and this is a 1-1 function, so this will map with only one value of set B. So foresee1 that which element will map to the set B, and into 3 that for that element there will be 3 options available, because Fi should not be equal to I. That is the condition that x comma x will not be in that relation. So there are 12 ways if exactly one element from set A maps to set B. Now if exactly 2 elements from set A maps to set B, so that will be 4C2, which 2 elements will map from set A to set B, into now number of possible mappings. Now let us say 1 and 2 maps to this set. Now if we select 3, 4 from here, those elements other than 1 and 2. So now these elements can map with 2 factorial number of ways, 1, 4, 2, 3. 1-1 mapping must be there. Okay, और यहां से कोई एक, जैसे 1 और 2 यहां से सिलेक्ट किए हैं, अब हो सकता है जैसे 2 या 1 में से कोई एक ही यहां पे मैपिंग हो, मतलब आउटपुट के तौर पे हमें मिले. सो 2C1 कि भी 1 और 2 में से विच एलिमेंट इज इन्वॉल्व इन दिस मैपिंग. सो 2C1 into 1, नो, जैसे आपने कहा कि सर सॉरी इंटू 2C1, बिकॉज 1, 2 में से कोई एक और रिमेनिंग 3, 4 में से भी कोई एक, तो 2C1 वेज उसके लिए हो जाएंगे. अब मैपिंग का आपके पास एक ही तरीका होगा, जैसे आपने फॉर एग्जांपल 2 पिक कर लिया, आपने 3 पिक कर लिया, तो ऑब्वियसली 2 विल नॉट मैच टू 2, तो 1 विल मैप टू 2 एंड 2 विल मैप टू 3. तो मैपिंग फिर उसके बाद फर्दर एक ही तरीके से हो पाएगी. और जो 2 एलिमेंट यहां से लिए हैं वही 2 एलिमेंट सामने से सिलेक्ट हो जाए, आउटपुट वही हो, तो उस केस में एक ही तरीके की मैपिंग होगी 1, 2 एंड 2, 1, बिकॉज Fi इज नॉट इक्वल टू I टाइप है, तो उसके बाद एक ही है. तो दिस इज 7 into 6, तो 42 नंबर ऑफ वेज ये आ गए आपके. और एग्जैक्टली 3 एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम सेट A मैप टू सेट B, तो एग्जैक्टली 3 है तो 4C3 में कौन से 3 एलिमेंट मैप करेंगे. उसके बाद किसी एक को गायब कर दो, एक गायब हो गया, जैसे मान लो 4 गायब कर दिया, तो 4C3 में ऑलरेडी काउंट है, कोई एक गायब करना था. अब हमें यहां पे मैपिंग करानी है सच दैट Fi इज नॉट इक्वल टू I, मतलब 1-1 मैपिंग करानी है. तो यू कैन सी कि लेट अस से कि 4 इन्वॉल्व ही नहीं है उस मैपिंग में, तो आप D3 नंबर ऑफ वेज से मैपिंग करा सकते हो, डी अरेंजमेंट बेसिकली, है ना. और अगर 4 इन्वॉल्व हुआ तो यू कैन से कि सर 3C1 नहीं, 3C1 और डमी वेरिएबल ले लीजिए. अगर 4 इन्वॉल्व हुआ तो यहां पे एक अल्फा बोल देते हैं और आप D4 कर दीजिए डायरेक्टली. D3 अगर 4 इन्वॉल्व नहीं था, और अगर 4 इन्वॉल्व है उस मैपिंग में, किसी एलिमेंट से कोई एलिमेंट 4 पे जाके मैप कर रहा है, तो हम उसके लिए एक डमी वेरिएबल अल्फा रख देते हैं. नाउ यू कैन डू D4, ओके, डी अरेंजमेंट ऑफ दीज 4, ठीक है, बिकॉज अल्फा विल नॉट गो टू 4, अदर एलिमेंट विल गो टू 4. तो जिस पे अल्फा जाएगा वो खाली रह जाएगा, क्योंकि 3 ही एलिमेंट कवर करने हैं ना, तो डायरेक्टली वी कैन से D4. तो नाउ दिस इज D4 इज 9, दिस इज 2, तो आई थिंक दिस इज 44. तो टोटल आंसर, क्योंकि अब चारों तो मैप होंगे नहीं, बिकॉज उन्होंने कहा था नॉट ऑन टू. ओके, सो यू कैन कैलकुलेट दिस, दिस विल बी 98. Okay, so the final answer is 98. So I think you enjoyed the paper on 20th also and today also. Okay, thanks for today. Keep doing practice. We'll meet in next sessions. Thank you.